Red hot comic book movie news. Defenders of the Earth. Defenders. The Weekly Planet. The Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Weekly Planet, where we talk
I hate
movies and
that.
comics.
Maybe it'll grow on me. Here's the thing. I don't think
Give it a year.
I don't think.
Let me do this every day for a year.
I don't think you could ever. I don't think you could ever repeat that intonation. I don't think you'll ever get it that annoying ever again. You can try, but it's not going to work. You'd have to cut and paste, and then it's not the same.
I'll do it.
All right. Where were we? This is the worst start we've ever had.
We talk movies and comics and TV shows.
Hell yeah.
My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday, and with me as always my co-host, Nick Mason.
Great to be here.
That is hard to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, this week, big week for lots of stuff,
That's
isn't
right.
it?
Big news.
Yep.
Then there's a big movie of the week.
Big movie of the week. Well, for now, there's a big movie of the week. That might be slowing down in the not near future, but a year from now, there might be less movies. We'll talk about it.
It's true.
Yeah. Because there's a knock-on effect.
Yeah.
These things take time. We'll get because, of course, one of the things we're talking about this week quite extensively is there's new Hollywood striking going on.
That's true. An extra strike.
My God,
There hasn't been a double strike
since 1960.
Yeah, there you go.
We're going to get into it. There's also time codes if you want to jump to. Well, that's the first thing. But then the next bit of news.
If you want to jump that, if you want
to jump this to that,
if you new to the whole jumping ahead to a different time code situation, and you're a coward and you don't want to jump too far just in case you get lost, like you're some sort of Star Trek adventurer type,
exactly,
in deep space, or Interstellar,
Interstellar,
Buzz Lightyear,
sad Buzz Lightyear,
Buzz Lightyear. If you just want to jump a little bit ahead, you can jump to that first piece of news.
Exactly.
Or you can jump to any of these pieces of news you're about to say.
Exactly. Like Bob Iger talking about pumping the brakes on some Disney properties, Mason.
And pumping the brakes on paying people as well.
Exactly.
He's like, I don't like this. I don't like other people getting paid a lot of money.
Now the big news of the week for a time was Hugh Jackman in costume as Wolverine. Right. So we'll talk about that. Some more Superman Lives casting. We're going to talk about how the Flash is coming.
How the Flash did this happen?
I mean, you can own the Flash.
Can we call the segment How the Flash Did This Happen?
Okay. Let me write that down.
All right.
How the Flash Can This Happen?
Nice.
How the Flash Can This Happen? Yep, that's good. About how you can own it on home media with a few extra bonuses, Mason, which you're going to love. Trailers ahoy for Blue Beetle, Ahsoka and Wonka. The Barbie Oppenheimer race. Who's going to be the biggest one, Mason?
I think it's probably going to be a Barbie.
Probably. Yeah. And then Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
What are we reckoning about it?
We'll tell you.
That's right.
In that section of the show. Now, Mason, there's a historic SAG-AFTRA actors strike happening in addition to the writers' strike, Mason.
That's a heck of a sentence to say, let me tell you.
Exactly.
That's a heck of a sentence to hear.
Now, major productions around the world are impacted.
That's right.
There's a few that are able to go ahead because they skirt the laws of this, because they're starring people who aren't part of this union because they're from other countries. It's like, for example, the new Game of Thrones show, that's going ahead, even though the showrunners have already walked off set like months ago. But they're going ahead. They've got the scripts and they're going ahead.
Just some real enthusiastic actors are just like, come on, put me in, coach.
Yeah.
I can do this. Yeah, there are a whole bunch of restrictions on what people can and cannot do. I don't know if you saw this tweet from Variety.
I did.
Variety
but please
magazine.
Go. Yeah.
During the strike, SAG-AFTRA members cannot do the following: tours, personal appearances, interviews, conventions, fan expos, festivals for your consideration.
None of these affect me, Mason.
That's right.
And none of them will.
Panels, premieres, screenings, award shows, junkets, podcast appearances.
Oh, no!
Social media and studio showcases. David Harbour was going to be in Melbourne in the next month or so to do a con, Metro.
He's going to do a big con on us.
He was going to do a big con, and a bunch of other actors. But I'm like, David Harbour, maybe I'd like to see, maybe he's not coming now, is he?
Nope.
And then it goes on. There's a second tweet.
Yeah.
One of these is for one person in particular, and you can tell. Principal you can't do principal on-camera work, such as acting, singing, dancing, performing stunts, piloting on-camera aircraft, puppeteering, performance capture or motion capture work, and etc.
So that's Andy Serkis and
Tom Cruise
together.
Yeah, that's right.
They cannot work on their next
movie
together.
Gollum is not allowed to be on the top of an old-timey biplane while it does stunts over the bloody county fair.
Exactly.
That's right.
So it's
and they're both in an elevator together, and they hear this, and they're like, "Ah, dang it!"
Absolutely. So from now, pretty much every production has shut down. Some of them include Gladiator 2, Mortal Kombat 2, Deadpool 3, Venom 3. These are big sequels, Mason.
These are big
and
sequels.
threequels.
Yeah.
Movies that are upcoming, including Barbie, Oppenheimer, TMNT, whatever the next one is, The Haunted Mansion, Blue Beetle, The Meg 2, Craven. These cannot be promoted by any of the actors in them.
That's true.
That's why it seems as if that's why they were cramming so much Mission Impossible and Barbie and Oppenheimer in. They knew this was coming.
There was I think it was an early screening of Oppenheimer, and they moved it to an hour early.
Yeah.
And then apparently like Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt and everybody else who was just left. They're just like, time to go.
And this movie's bad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And oh my God, Cillian Murphy. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know anything about the man. But that's why I'm like, because he's not a big for the publicity. But I could just imagine being like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I'm the star of this movie. No, I don't want to talk about it.
Now, we should specify also, you know how we mentioned some things like podcast appearances and social media and that. That is only in relation to promotion or publicity services. So they can just go on social media or a podcast or whatever, but they can't go on and say like, I'm in this new movie and I love it.
Okay.
They can't do any of that. Yeah. We don't have to hear about it, thank
right.
God.
I'm Cillian Murphy and I'm in this movie and I'm loving it.
He's loving it, Mason.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, Variety did an interview with Bob Iger, and he was actually very disturbed about all of this.
He was very disturbed.
If you don't know, Bob Iger is the current head of Disney and will be for the next couple of years. He came back because it was handed over to a different Bob, who people perceived
The builder.
And it said that he did a shonky job on it, Mason.
That's right.
A shonky build.
That's right.
And kind of ran it into the ground a little bit. And there was too much emphasis on certain things and not enough on others. And the parks took a dip and whatever. So Bob Iger came back and gave other Bob the boot. But in regards to these two strikes, he says, it's very disturbing to me. He's your dad, isn't he?
No, he's not. We've done that as a bit that's never really worked. I'll be honest with you. It's never really worked. But no, my dad is a retired civil engineer.
Yeah.
He's unrelated.
But he's a big fan of Bob Iger, right?
Yeah, loves him.
Yeah. Because when
they're
you're
practically brothers.
Yeah.
He says he's like my second dad.
Because your origin is like the ending of Revenge of the Sith, where your dad hands you to Bob Iger. Is that correct? As a baby?
Sure, it absolutely is. Yeah. Yep.
Good. So he said, we've talked about disruptive forces on this business and all the challenges we're facing, the recovery from COVID, which is ongoing. It's not completely back. This is the worst time in the world to add to that disruption.
That's right. Worst time to do it, baby. Woo!
Exactly, which makes it the best time to do it. Now, let's talk about some specifics,
Oh,
though.
was this actor's alleged to do done a bunch of horrible stuff. Now a bunch of other people have come out and alleged he's done horrible stuff. Convenient timing. Yeah. Oh, they're doing it just as his movie's coming out. Yeah.
That's how these things work.
That's how you do it.
That's how you get the big promo, man.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, this is bad/good timing.
Exactly.
And as been pointed out, I believe the average writer's salary, somebody worked it out, the average writer's salary in Hollywood is just under $70,000.
Yep.
It's a very nice $69,000. And Bob Iger.
That's average, by the way. So obviously that is a big
So
range.
there's people earning hundreds of thousands of dollars
Millions.
or millions for big movie scripts or whatever, and there's people earning $100 a day or whatever. But Bob Iger's salary, if you average that out, is $74,000 a day.
Yep.
So
let's talk about that. So Bob Chapek, who was the head of Disney before Bob Iger, he made $32 million in 2021. Bob Bakish, who just got to be a Bob, I guess. He is head of Paramount Global. He made $32 million in 2022. David Zaslav, behind Warner Brothers Discovery, who's currently gutting it to sell, made $39 million in 2022. So this is the kind of salaries that we're talking about here. And look, I think if they want to earn all of that money, I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me if they earn that much money. But oftentimes the people who earn these kinds of money, there's no creative input in that. And the people who are actually making these things, they're not actually being compensated in any real way. And let's talk about that, because this is via Deadline. This was a quote that happened just before the actors' strike joined the writers' strike.
This is the big one.
Yeah. This is
in a way, I would say, a tactical error on behalf of the bigwigs.
I feel like also this was clearly Deadline also is owned by a billionaire and put out some tweets that were like Matt Damon seemed like he was in support of them going back to work.
It seems like a video of Matt Damon saying people should be going back to work that cuts off suddenly.
Yeah.
Mid-sentence. That's weird.
Anyway, an anonymous studio executive told Deadline, the end game is to allow things to drag on until union members start losing their apartments and losing their houses. Acknowledging this cold as ice approach, several other sources reiterated the statement. One insider called it a cruel but necessary evil. So this is what we're talking about here, right?
Lizards.
Yeah, absolute fucking ghouls. And look, I want to get into like the common criticisms that people might have towards writers and like, because we get comments and you see them online about like
They're too woke.
etc. Yeah, we're going to talk about all of that.
No, I did it. I covered all the main complaints just then. So
Yeah, but the thing is, none of these companies are strapped for cash, like at all.
except maybe for Warner Brothers,
Well, even then, right?
they can come up with the money.
Absolutely, they can.
Well, they're strapped for cash once they've paid their executives tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. But even then, not really.
No, that's true.
So the studios and streamers, what they thought was going to happen, that the financially strapped writers would go to the WGA leadership and demand they restart talks before what could be a very cold Christmas. Some Scrooge McDuck shit, mate.
Yeah.
So here's what the actors want.
I think you think of the other Scrooge.
What?
Scrooge from A Christmas.
No, they're both awful.
Oh, okay, right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't misspeak. I stand by that.
Wow.
So the actors apparently were coming to the table at one point. Like they were looking to avoid this. And it's a couple of things that they want, and this is not unreasonable. They want residuals from streaming services. Now, we've talked about this before. So if you do like a proper cable show, like say you're on Friends or something big in the 90s, or even something that's pre-streaming, right? Your residual checks are in the thousands, sometimes tens of thousands if you are like a bigger name or you had a significant role.
But
right?
even if you had if you had one line in an episode of Cheers 35 years ago,
Yeah.
every time that show airs on cable or on network TV, you get a check, and it might be a small amount, but it's forever.
Yeah, unless they do like creative accounting on you, how David Prowse, who played Darth Vader, never got any money for Return of the Jedi because
Yeah.
it never made any money somehow.
Yeah. The only person on Twitter who should have the blue check that lets him do long tweets is John Cusack, because he's just out there being like, yeah, I was in the movie with that boombox, and they said I'd get net points off the whatever.
Yeah.
And it turns out that movie's never made a profit.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, it turns out. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. But now with streaming services, they keep all their numbers a secret in terms of what's being streaming, unless they want to come out and say like Red Notice is the biggest movie that anybody's ever made.
Yeah.
And we can attest to that because we're currently watching it again right now as we're talking.
That's right.
That's why if we seem distracted, it's because we're both watching Red Notice.
I'm just so tired of doing this podcast while watching Red Notice. So we're going to knock this out of the way, and then I'm going to go put my full attention on Red Notice again.
Exactly. So they keep those numbers close to their chest because if they came out and said, well, this show got this amount of viewers, then you've got a definitive number that you could put on an actor or a writer or anybody who participates in that show, which they could then pay them for. You could be like, well, the value you bring to this is X and we can pay you that. But they don't want to reveal that information because then you have to pay somebody what they're worth. So they're getting like fractions on a dollar for things that they did.
Apparently, I only learned this week. Well, not apparently. I did learn this week. But apparently, one of Netflix's executives during a toast some years ago revealed that just doing a toast, showing off, revealed that Orange is the New Black, which is one of their most successful, like one of their early successes, at the time was doing better than Game of Thrones viewing-wise. And I think the actors on that show are being paid about $15,000 an episode.
Exactly.
Whereas the actors on Game of Thrones were being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars an episode, $1 million an episode, whatever it was.
And some of them got to be in the New Mutants.
Yeah.
And that's incredible.
That's so true.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, we know recently that the guy who created Squid Game, a property which made $900 million for Netflix, and is a show that literally every person on earth, if they haven't seen it, they know what it is.
And it's about poor people being exploited by rich people.
It's not about what it's about, Mason.
Oh,
but
what?
that is what it's about. Yeah. Next to nothing for that property, which exploded, was the biggest show in the world for like
a minute.
A year. Yeah, more like for a streaming show that was longer than you'd think.
No, that's true. Yeah.
The other thing is, one of the proposals that the studios were doing was that if you are a background extra, you would come in for a day's work, you would get paid for a day's work. They would then scan your likeness and then own the rights to you to put in the background of any scene in perpetuity, forever, for nothing.
And apparently that's already happening.
Oh, yeah.
That's happened to people on various shows. People are just milling around being background extras. I mean, this is anecdotal, but I saw it on Twitter a bunch, and producers come up to them and go, like a bunch of them go, hey, can you just come into the trailer for a second?
Yeah.
And then they'd scan them and then then
Yep.
get the next person. And yeah, that's what's happening. And apparently it's in some people's contracts, I guess. You know?
Absolutely
Or
it
it's
is.
not, and they're just like, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, what are they going to come after us?
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually, yes.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about this before, but what the writers want is a pay increase of 49%, and this is so that they make decent money to live on. This could also include things like pensions and healthcare, plus residuals, which we talked about. Often also, streaming services are deleting content, so any residuals that they have to pay, which is very little, they don't have to pay if they delete it. We've seen that a lot recently. Remember Rise of the Pink Ladies, a show that just came out and got a bunch of Emmy nominations. It's gone, right?
I don't remember it.
No, well, it's gone.
It is gone from my memory, James. It is gone. As if it never existed. I'll never know how that car gained the ability to fly.
Absolutely.
I'll never know how all those high school teens got so old and greasy.
I think they just got kept down.
Oh, yeah.
So they all stayed there till they were 40.
Yeah, that's probably it.
The other thing they wanted to crack down on was studios do mini rooms where they bring in a handful of writers and they map out a series before it's greenlit and then are not compensated for the length of the series. It's basically come in, write the show for us. Thank you very much. We'll take it from here. We'll just use all of your ideas. The other thing is shorter exclusivity. Now, that was fine when they'd have like 22 episodes of a show a year, if you did like a sitcom or a Law & Order or whatever. But now they're doing 8 to 10, which means basically you write those episodes, you get paid less, and also you basically sit around and can't work on anything else until that exclusivity expires and you can move on. And that also means that you need multiple jobs a year as opposed to doing the one.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, well, actually...
If you can get them.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of people are like, well, the average is 70,000. That's for that's, pretty good. It is absolutely decent money.
Absolutely it
But
is.
at the same time, a lot of writers will do one job and then they don't get another job for a year or 2 years or something.
Also, let's be real. If you're not getting health insurance, if you are living in an expensive city, which often you'd have to be to work on something like that, you know what I mean? You have to get to and from work. You don't have any of these social safety nets. That is not enough money to live comfortably on, like to live above the poverty line. I know it sounds like a lot of money, and it is, depending where you are, but that is a ludicrous amount of money, also considering how much money these shows make and who's getting the actual money.
Yeah.
They also want safeguards around AI because they're talking about how, AI could write shows, which also at this point in time is not actually possible. What they actually are planning on doing is get AI to map out something and then actual writers have to come in and they get paid basically to punch up scripts that are
bad.
Yeah, that are bad.
That are dreck.
Yeah, absolute
that
junk.
are slop. Let me ask you this question, James, just as an aside. Do you think that a show like a Law and Order or maybe some sort of procedural show, I don't personally think anything has gone to air that's been AI written, but I believe that somebody at the very least has submitted a script and had it approved.
100%.
That is AI generated.
Yep.
They just put in every previous Law and Order script or whatever it was.
Yep.
Grey's Anatomy, if that show is still going.
That is.
And they just popped one out and went, good, and they went, sure.
Yeah, why not? Well, I mean, we're seeing it in articles online, and it's very obvious now.
Yeah.
But it's, in a few years it might not be.
That's true.
And what I'm talking about is people can't afford food, rent. There are people who have been nominated for award shows who can't afford to go to those award shows. We're talking about like basic human needs, which should extend across all industries. This isn't something that should only exist for like the elites in Hollywood or whatever.
Podcasters and such.
Exactly, yeah. This is something that should be extended.
Real men, construction workers, podcasters, plumbers,
Exactly.
Yeah.
These are basic human needs which should extend into all sectors. Because I've seen like a criticism, which I think is totally valid, when people are like, well, I don't get paid very much for what I do. How come they're getting paid that much? And you're right, because you should be getting paid more like a livable wage for what you're doing. But that's not related to this. You not getting money for your job isn't related to these people not getting money for their job. These are different psychos running this game, right?
That is true, actually, yeah.
Or the same psycho could be.
Yeah. We're all fighting billionaires. We're going to kill the billionaires. We're going to kill some billionaires. We're going to kill them.
Do you want to hear a crazy number?
Yes.
The total money that the WGA wants, so the Writers Guild want, for what they are proposing, for everybody, is $420 million.
Oh, that is a crazy number.
It's not, though.
That's the weed number.
When you consider Indiana Jones cost $300 to $400 million, and that's one blockbuster for one thing, right? And I'm not saying
1 week, then we're going to forget about it.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying like make one less movie, because it's not just one or two movies coming out a year. It's multiple movies. It's merchandise. It's theme parks. It's all of it's tax benefits which all these companies are getting. The money is there. $420 million is fucking nothing to these people.
Bloody paid $420 million went into the bloody movies. I got a popcorn and a large Coke.
You're not wrong, brother.
I'm not wrong at all. I am not wrong at all. I'm not. The micro is macro. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the idea that these CEOs think they can ride this out. I'm hoping that that's laughable.
I'm hoping it's the opposite because a lot of executives live and die on like a quarterly earnings.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, they're going to have to go to their bosses and go...
Or shareholders.
Yeah.
And they say, hey, what's going on with these actors, whatever?
What's new in the pipeline this month? And they have to go, nothing.
Yeah.
And then they're out.
Exactly.
So
there's only so many times they can say, we've got things ready in the can.
Yeah.
And they could also do that when it was just the writers, because you could say, well, we had all these scripts in development and we've got a bunch of them that we've banked and we can move forward on things, which we've seen.
Yeah.
All of these properties that we mentioned that were stalled, they were still moving forward.
That's true.
And now they can't. And this is going to dry up very quickly. And the thing is, there is actually like a strike fund for members who are falling on hard times where money is being raised by those who are really affected by this and who are having trouble paying rent and medical bills and all that. It's called entertainmentcommunityfund.org. And I'm not even suggesting that people, you can donate to that if you want to, but I also understand that people have their own struggles. But what my point is that they can, I believe, and I hope, can outlast this.
Yeah. And I'm sort of hoping that a lot of people will see this and the longer that drags out go, maybe I should go on strike.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, if these people can go on strike,
exactly.
maybe I can go on strike in my job.
I mean, we see this like the UPS's, there's strike action, they're talking in regards to that. But I think what's interesting about this is that it's so public and entertainment is in our homes.
That's true.
Whereas remember
Get out of my home.
Yeah, but like the John Deere strike that happened, which was successful, that doesn't affect that doesn't come into your house.
That's true.
Unless
Get these deers out of my house.
So I like the optics that you can get on this. Anyways, I just want to answer some questions that the people have either thrown our way or I've just seen in general.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now, this isn't necessarily a dig at anybody asking this question unless you want
we
to
say shut up. Unless you tell you what, we'll see if James asks the question in a whiny voice.
Yeah, here we go.
Because then we are having a dig. If we start with we are taking a dig.
No, one of the complaints I've seen is, well, look, I don't even like this stuff that comes out of Hollywood, so who cares? But here's the thing, right? Do you like banks? Do you like lining up at the post office? Do you like getting on a grubby train for work? Because people in all of the... I do too. The people who work in all the industries, even the industries that you fucking hate dealing with, they are also entitled to a livable wage. Just because this is an entertainment industry, there is this idea that, this should be... You love it. You should do it for free. Nothing should be done for free when you're working for somebody.
That's true.
That's a fucking lie that people tell you to get you to do shit for free. You've mentioned this one when people say, well, if they give in to some of these demands, and I don't think it'll be all of them, I think it'll be some, hopefully, won't they just want further demands? Like you've talked about that. I don't know, do you want to feel that one?
Oh, well, I mean, people are like, the union movement was good back in the day. Union movement was good back in the day, but we don't need it anymore. And it's like, well, if the unions go away, they roll back everything, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see that anti-union busting has been absolutely fucking rife, the world over. And you look at wages in relation to inflation, look at it in relation to, I'm talking going to the supermarket, look at the cost of things now compared to what it used to be. Look at what it costs to buy a house. These things are not in line anymore. It's got absolutely insane. And the thing is about these negotiations, this shouldn't be a one-time thing. The industry and all industries are constantly evolving. The idea of AI and streaming services, these things 5 years ago, it wasn't, well, maybe not so much streaming service, but these things weren't at the forefront. These things need to be ongoing.
That's true.
These things constantly need to be assessed.
Because the tech keeps evolving, exactly.
Exactly. And that's everywhere. I mentioned the thing about, it's a privilege to work on this is another question I answered before. It's a privilege to work in an entertainment industry and do something like that. And I think just because you love something or you like writing on Star Trek or whatever, doesn't mean that you shouldn't get paid for it. That's insanity. Yeah. You shouldn't only get paid if you hate your job, is my point. Yeah. You mentioned this up top, everything is woke. I don't even think that's true.
No.
And also everything...
I actually was making a joke.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, the biggest movie of last year or one of was Top Gun, right?
That's true.
Now, look, there is messaging in that movie. They also tried to remove a flag from Maverick's jacket to release it in China, and some people would consider that woke.
His flag that said, I hate China.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's that one. And the thing is, like, everything that gets greenlit is only at the behest of the studio, and it's only greenlit because they see they look logistically, where can we make money? Where are the markets which we can get this into? That is why anything is greenlit.
That's true.
It's not, there's no pressure. These people don't succumb to like light pressure. Like, oh, we want to see a gay couple hold hands, and then they put it in the background of a Star Wars movie, you know?
That they can easily remove.
Fucking, I just don't believe that anything woke in a movie is because they feel like that it will get an extra bum on a seat.
They're exploiting that market sector, baby.
That's all it is. And we've talked about before that, like, if you value that representation, sometimes they get creative people to make a property.
And they believe in it.
And they believe in it, and that's great. But they are allowed to do that. They're not going in and like screaming at Bob Iger to put it in. Because he'll get them killed, Mason.
Yeah.
And the last thing is, as I mentioned before, people mention like, that's more than I get paid. And look, again, that's awful. Like that's bad. Like that doesn't mean if you don't get paid, as much as somebody else, you are also being taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's just
and I'm sorry that is happening.
It's just a different guy in a suit.
It's a different guy in a suit, or it could be the same guy.
Could be the same guy.
Ultimately,
Ultimately, when you go back, it's probably everything's owned by Unilever.
Exactly.
Who are not a sponsor of us?
No, this week they are.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm quickly Googling Unilever's biggest competitor.
Yeah. Anyways, that went...
Gorillas. Who are being killed by palm oil.
Anyways, I'm sorry to get into all of that. No, I'm not. That's not true. I'm sorry it went so long. There you go. I'll concede that.
Yeah.
But I just think, like, I don't know, man. People are hurting, like, the world over.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
And all these billionaires are going to die with $100 billion in their bank account.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can get it from them.
Or a disgruntled Amazon employee will shoot them in the head when they emerge from their Amazon bunker in the future.
Exactly.
There'll just be a ring of disgruntled. They're going to repurpose one of those Amazon delivery drones to drop a landmine into their bunker. That's what's going to happen. But they can change it.
That's the thing.
They got the power to change this.
There is also this idea that, look, I love that it's kind of flipped this time where it's like, why don't these people just get back to work? Why don't they get paid properly?
Great point.
Like this isn't like one of them flicks a switch. Like this can be solved by more than one party.
That's true.
Let's have a party, Mason.
Oh my God, let's have a party.
And talk about Bob Iger. This
great.
next bit of news. He spoke to CNBC this week. And he said, Disney are trying to save $5 billion. We didn't say
By the way,
that.
guys, we're talking about fun trailers later.
Yeah.
We've mentioned this before.
People can skip. They probably would have. Or left. They may have left. I just killed them.
They're writing an email.
Yeah.
One person is writing an email, and I need to be clear, I'm going to delete it. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to delete it. Excuse me, I'm in college. I'm first year in college, and I have some stuff to say. You know?
I've done an economics. That's great.
Well, we've all done an economics,
Also,
right?
like, student debt is fucked. What are we even talking about? Come on. That's a ridiculous system.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. You saddle someone with a debt which they can't default on. They sign it when they're 17. What the fuck is happening? Come on. Bob Iger said that.
Guys, we said Marvel, so everything's fine.
Yeah,
we're
everything's
back
fine now.
We're back into it.
They're going to pump the brakes on Marvel and Star Wars series. He said Marvel is a great example of that.
That's so true.
It's had not been in the television business at any significant level, and not only did they increase their movie output, but they ended up making a number of TV series, said Iger, and frankly, it diluted focus and attention. I don't disagree. I also think they turned to that during lockdown, and their streaming service was kicking off.
That's true.
So that's why they did it. But now they're like, oh, now people aren't seeing our movies because we put them on streaming 3 weeks after.
That's
or
exactly
whatever.
right. Yeah.
So now they're like, pull back on that. Also, there is too much Marvel stuff. Quite frankly.
Whoa.
You been watching Secret Invasion?
Nope. No, I have, but I'm an episode behind.
Well, it's going to blow your mind.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I saw two things. One, I saw a tweet. Someone said, boy, this Secret Invasion revelation would have been really exciting 7 years ago. And Don Cheadle liked the tweet. And the second thing, Iman Vellani, who plays Ms. Marvel, is apparently writing a Ms. Marvel
comic
book coming up. There was a photo of her and a friend of hers, I think, perhaps, or maybe a comic writer. I'm not sure who the other
Who was
person
it, Mason?
I don't know who it was. and I'm not going to look it up. They're in a comic book shop and they're holding the Death of Ms. Marvel comic book.
Ooh.
And they're like, brr. And also, I think Marvel have already revealed the new comic book that Ms. Marvel's going to be in, despite the fact that she's dead.
Is it Ms. Marvel is alive again?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
She's back.
Yeah. Surprise, idiots, it's called. You didn't think we'd do it, but she's back.
She's back. Let's do some lighter news now, Mason.
It's time for lighter news.
Before it shut down, Deadpool 3.
We're going to talk about all the lighters. Zippo, Bic.
Just 2 sticks.
Yep.
2 sticks, Mason.
Oh, what about those metal sticks and you're
you clack
camping
'em.
and you're cling cling and
Clack
they
'em.
yep, yeah.
What about some matches?
It's not a lighter though, is it?
That's a great point. You don't think they count?
No.
All right. Yeah. Get rid of your matches, folks. Throw them in the bin.
Throw them in the bin.
Yeah.
Exactly. Throw them in a fire.
So Deadpool 3.
Yes.
We got the reveal earlier this week of Hugh Jackman in the classic yellow Wolverine
At
costume.
last.
What do you think?
Looks pretty fun.
It looks like the costume.
It does.
Some people have said less sleeves, maybe.
Oh, yeah, because traditionally he's got the big gun. And also Hugh Jackman, he's got those guns. So why wouldn't
he's got
you?
them guns, yeah. And they're fighting on set. I don't know if you've seen some of those photos happening.
I've seen they're doing some big wire work.
And there's also a big 20th Century Fox logo
I love
buried
that.
in the dirt.
I love that, one, because they're building big sets. It's not green screen, which is nice.
I bet some of it is.
I bet a lot of it is, yeah. Maybe this is the one bit of set they've actually built.
Yeah.
But again, so a lot of this seems to be if we're divining the plot from this sort of stuff and the cameos we've heard are on the way.
Yeah.
This is a lot of is Deadpool diving into the Fox back catalog of bad?
To kill everyone?
Yeah, might be Deadpool kills the Fox. Marvel universe,
Or
something.
saves? Maybe
he
saves
saves it. Maybe,
Yeah.
Maybe he ends up in a. If I had to guess, I would say maybe he ends up in some sort of reality that's on the verge of being destroyed, and it's got all those remnants of characters in it, or something like that.
Well, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we won't get into more cameos. I saw some online this week, but yeah, there are cameos.
Oh, there are cameos
galore happening.
That's right.
Apparently.
If you like a cameo,
if you love when you're watching a movie and then a bunch of people go, "I'm here," and you recognize me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love this movie.
That's often good because sometimes I don't recognize them.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that.
That happened to me with what was I watching? And it was Anna Wintour, and I'm like, "Is that? I don't know who that is. I think."
Okay.
And I'm like, because I think it was in a Sex and the City episode, and it felt, and I know I was watching it with my wife Claire, who you love, but not like just like platonically, yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is what a normal person feels like watching any of the movies that I watch.
Right.
Where they're like, it's Anson Mount from the Inhumans TV series.
Right.
All right, then, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Anna Wintour from the Vogue cinematic universe. God, she's so dastardly.
So dastardly. So, yeah, that Deadpool 3 is currently shut down. That was one of the few productions that went ahead despite Ryan Reynolds not being able to improv on set, apparently,
That's
because of the writer's strike and all of that. But now that is shut down.
That's right. Ba-boom.
Stop doing it.
They have. It's okay.
Stop it as much as you can. Yeah. Do you want to talk about Superman Lives casting, though?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, big news.
And I'm just going to see if I can stop the dogs from barking.
I love it. Oh, who is it? Who is it? Oh, it's Ollie. She's here. You were outside, now you're inside.
I don't know if you noticed, Mason, but Ollie made an appearance in our latest Caravan of Garbage.
I did see that.
Saved the day. The real hero of
goodness.
cinema, Mason.
That's so true.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Superman Lives casting.
Oh, yeah.
So this movie is now 2 years away.
Well, plus strike time.
Plus strike, etc. And we've got some casting this week.
All right, here we go.
Isabella Merced.
Now she's going to be Hawkwoman.
Hawkwoman, that's right. And we saw Hawkman recently.
That's true, we did.
Hawk Girl, it says. But
Okay,
I don't
right.
know. It could be Hawkwoman. I don't know.
Okay.
Edie Gathegi is Mr. Terrific.
Now, people will remember him as Darwin the mutant who cannot die and is the only one who dies in X-Men First Class.
Yeah, he shouldn't have told everybody he wasn't going to die.
That's right.
Big mistake.
Hey, my powers, I will never die.
Oh, we should give a quick breakdown of these. Hawk Girl is from another planet and of Hawk people.
Or she's a
person.
reincarnated magic
Yeah.
person. Yep, sure.
So one of those.
And her wings are either made of nth metal and technologically based, or magic based, or she's got real wings.
Yeah, pick
We
your
won't know.
poison. No, we won't.
What were they in the last movie? Don't know. What were they in Black Adam? Don't know.
That's a great question.
Can't
What were they?
remember.
Was it a suit? Did he put on a suit?
I think he did, yeah.
Let's watch that movie right now.
Okay.
After Red Notice.
Same time as Red Notice.
Same time.
And then after that, we'll cleanse the palate with a little bit of Red Notice.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be hard to watch the sequel to Red Notice when I'm still watching original Red Notice.
Yep.
I don't know how I'm going to do it.
I don't think it's going to be hard for me at all.
We just built differently.
I'm
aren't
a
you?
real redhead, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Like the matches.
That's true.
Is that a local reference? Doesn't matter. Mason, Mr. Terrific.
It's
you
a
know him.
callback, certainly.
Yeah,
To the lighter talk earlier.
Yeah, but like redhead, as in like the types
I
of
think that's
matches.
Australian,
Is that
yeah.
Australian
That's
thing?
Australian,
Okay,
yeah.
great. So, Mr. Terrific, smart man. Anything else? Technologically sound.
Yes, one of the world's smartest men.
Cool jacket.
Very cool jacket. Has fair play down the sides.
Yeah, man.
Invisible to technology. Here's these
But
teeth.
not like sonar or some stuff. I think
I
There's
don't
some things
know.
that he's not. Yeah.
But his iconic weaponry is the T-sphere, which is like his little drones that follow him around and they can shoot lasers and so forth.
Absolutely.
Pretty cool stuff. He's had appearances in the CW universe.
Oh, okay.
And the various animated universes, I think.
Big brain.
Big brain.
Yeah. I think he's like the third smartest person in the DC universe. I guess behind Batman and Lex Luthor. I'm assuming.
I think so, yeah.
Who knows?
I think he should be smarter, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he should go back to school.
Just put it another couple of years.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
What
yeah.
area?
Yeah, maybe do some brain training on
Oh,
Nintendo
yeah.
3DS.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Get your stylus ready, Mr.
Yeah,
Terrific.
do some Sudoku, you know?
Yes, that's
really
right.
stretch that brain out.
Anthony Carrigan is...
That's he's from he's
Barry.
Noho Hank from Barry, yeah.
That's right. He plays Metamorpho.
Oh, the Element Man.
Yeah. Some kind of... Does he touch a thing or he can just do it?
No, that's the Absorbing Man.
Oh, yeah.
Metamorpho can turn. Oh, I mean, they may have changed it since the last time I read a Metamorpho story.
Yeah.
But he can transform partly or fully into like any element that's within the human body.
Oh, within the human body.
Yes.
So what if he puts something in his body?
I don't
Can he
think that would
transform
work.
into that?
No.
Like
no.
a big rubber
Go on.
egg?
A big rubber egg. I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No.
In his ear.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, yeah, cool.
He could just be able to turn into whatever element he wants.
Yeah.
You know? What do you
Absolutely.
think about that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay, great.
Apparently all these characters are also going to serve the story, and it doesn't mean they're going to get their own spin-off.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, based on most of these, the characters we're getting here would suggest to me that they are background players or they're characters that Superman meets along the way,
Yeah.
or they're in an opening action sequence and they leave.
Superman kills him.
Exactly, but he might kill him. I mean, based on the next one you're going to say, which I think is
Oh, you thought I'd forgotten everybody,
it's,
didn't you?
Nathan Fillion.
Wait, he's Green Lantern.
Yeah,
But
but not Hal Jordan, not the Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Guy Gardner.
my favorite.
He's the
worst.
The worst one. The guy, he's got a big bowl cut and he's a real jerk.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them are real jerks. Hal Jordan's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, they're all
but-
jerks,
But
yeah,
this
yeah.
one especially he's notable in being more of a jerk than Hal Jordan.
Yeah, that's right.
Which makes me like that feels to me like it is. I mean, it's a James Gunn movie, and him and Nathan Fillion are friends, and he's been in James Gunn movies before. He was
That's
just
right.
in Guardians 3.
Yeah.
That suggests he's going to be in it.
Yeah.
for a
He's
little
also
bit.
he's TDK.
Oh yeah, of course he is. Yeah, that's right.
Which basically, because they're doing a universe reset, other people can be other things and
That's
whatever.
true. Yeah.
James Gunn took to Threads, I believe.
Oh, wow, early adopter.
Wow, yeah. And he said, "Giving my old pal Nate a bowl cut might be my primary reason for casting him." That would have been my primary reason for doing that as well. For
yeah.
anybody to be like, who would look dumb in a bowl cut? Everybody.
Everybody.
But who's the person who would hate it the most?
That's right.
Yeah, so that's fun. I love all of that. And I'm hoping it's a good movie. Because sometimes, every now and then, there is a good movie.
They knock one out of the park somehow.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's a quick
go on.
question. Would you prefer to be Hal Jordan?
No.
No, me neither.
I think Hal Jordan will be like I think they mentioned Channing Tatum maybe.
Okay.
But like someone like that is fine.
I think they might get like a Corin Sweat. I think they might get someone
Yeah.
on that level, like newish,
Sure.
relatively unknown.
I like Nathan Fillion can do like arrogant, kind of loser.
Yeah.
He's,
and he probably doesn't want to commit to 10 movies or whatever.
Or he does.
I don't think he does. I mean, he did like 8 seasons of Castle and a million seasons of The Rookie or whatever.
And 100 seasons of Serenity in our hearts.
That's right.
I know it's called Firefly, Mason. You don't have to fart down my throat. Which is a common Australian expression.
That's true, yeah.
It's by IGN in our segment called How the Flash Can This Happen?
Oh, my goodness.
Good thing I wrote that down.
I'd already forgotten.
Now, you're going to love this because the Flash is coming to your home in the film. Not really, thank goodness. In the form
Got to
of...
set up a metal detector.
In the form of either digital or physical release. But that's not the only way you can experience
Well,
the
that's
Flash.
not enough for me.
Do you want to spend more money?
Yes.
Okay, so what
But I
about...
want to get something of no value.
You're going to love this then.
Okay.
Warner Brothers Discovery has announced today that its latest superhero flick, The Flash, is its latest blockchain movie, meaning you will be available to purchase this film as a non-fungible token, NFT,
Oh,
through
the best time for an NFT.
through the blockchain service Ulvio starting July 18th. That's coming up.
July, yes, it is.
Damn.
3 days from now at
Yeah.
time of recording.
That's right.
Earlier when it comes out.
That's right.
When in several weeks' time,
My
it'll
goodness.
be, if you listen to this late,
It might be too late.
yeah, it might be too. I might have sold out of all of them.
Just to be clear, do not buy this.
No, don't buy it.
Anybody, not even as a joke.
No.
Yeah. In a press
What
release,
about a gag gift for someone else?
No.
Okay, interesting.
Do not encourage this kind of behavior.
Alright.
It's like giving a dog a treat for pissing on the carpet.
They should have tricked Sony into releasing a Morbius NFT. two cinema releases, then an NFT. That would have been great.
In a press release, Warner Brothers Discovery explains that
We're desperate for money. We'll do anything.
No, they've got plenty of money, Mason.
Hmm.
But explains that The Flash is a Web3 movie experience in a multimedia NFT, allowing fans to own and to engage in with the 2023 DC superhero film in an exciting way.
Just wait for somebody to put it on Twitter for nothing.
What does this mean, though, Mason?
It doesn't mean anything.
It's an immersive Web3 experience. You can watch it in 4K,
Oh.
which you could do anyway.
Yeah, if you bought the 4K.
Access 5 digital locations that contain hidden augmented reality collectibles.
Oh, my God. Wait, what does that mean? Does that mean you can go to a place in real life?
I hope so.
What if you don't live near that place?
Well, you have to.
Oh, great.
Maybe it's within the...
Maybe it's
like it
within
comes
your-
up in the movie or whatever.
Oh, great.
I don't know.
Great.
None of this means anything. They probably haven't even figured it out yet.
Yeah, probably. That's probably
They can
true.
build it after they sell it.
Yeah, yeah.
And will allow them to
Go
unlock
to famous crime scene locations that may or may not have anything to do with anyone in this movie.
and allow them to unlock exclusive content and behind the scenes footage. Also feature a voucher for those that purchase
That used to just be on
the
stuff.
film.
That used to just be on DVDs, behind the scenes stuff. You didn't have to do an NFT treasure
Nah,
hunt.
man, you're misremembering.
Probably.
This stuff always was hard and weird and expensive to get.
Hmm.
Allowing them to redeem it for a DC3 Super Power Pack NFT from the DC NFT Marketplace. But outside of this NFT pack, owners will obtain randomly selected key art featuring characters from the film that vary in levels of rarity.
Oh,
So it could be
not rare at
not
all.
rare at all,
Mhm.
or somewhat rare.
Somewhat rare.
Or just look at it on Twitter.
Or people put all of them on Twitter. They'll just collate them.
I mean, this is a very obvious cash grab because this
Yeah.
movie is making negative money.
It's the worst,
It's the biggest bomb ever, maybe.
biggest bomb ever, maybe. Wow.
Love that.
God.
Love it for this movie.
Future generations of YouTubers or whatever YouTube is replaced by are going to be like, guys, you will never believe, you guys, this is the biggest bomb ever made.
And we'll
And
be like, we lived
we
it.
were there. And they'll be like, shut up, old man, because we're there.
Yeah.
We're just there.
This
to
is
be-
3 years from now. We were there.
we were there. And they'll just be like, this was the biggest bomb ever made and no one remembers it.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be like, yeah, great.
It had Michael Keaton or whatever.
Yeah.
We were there. Wow. Anyway, so that's a fucking awful thing to do.
Yep. Did you see, this is almost entirely unrelated, but I thought it was interesting. Did you see they're doing Call of Duty plus the boys? Did you see that?
Like in the game.
Yep.
Do you shoot them?
I'm not sure if they're, if you can look at it quickly on the YouTube. Have a quick look. Have a quick look, James.
I don't want to watch it. I just want to know what it is.
Have a quick squiz. There are 3 characters. There are 3 the boys characters in the game. I'm not sure if you play as them or if they're like notable enemy characters or if they're like, you know, the hero characters like in the Star Wars where you earn points and then you can turn into them or whatever. But it's Homelander, Starlight, and Black Noir.
Yeah.
And you can also get like Temp V in the game that gives you superpowers.
Okay.
So
I'm just looking at this. Yeah, you can shoot. They got guns.
They do
so
have guns, which is
presumably you
interesting,
can play as them.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And
these guys get it.
Yeah, and I think they're being voiced by Anthony Starr, Erin Moriarty, and nobody because Black Noir doesn't speak.
Well, that's why you'd pick the third one, right?
Pick the third one, that's
Smart.
right. Yeah.
Think if this goes well, they'll have all of them,
Maybe it'll be a
Including
timed release.
including the guy who climbs inside another guy's dick.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff, Mason.
Yeah.
Wow. It's exciting. What an exciting
Exciting
time
times we live in, you
to
know what I mean?
purchase absolute fucking dreck from psychopaths. Don't you reckon?
Yes, I agree.
Has this got more cynical or has everything gotten worse?
No, everything's great. Anyway, if everybody could sign up to bigsandwich.co. Hey, do you like Drek from Psychos?
Mason,
Hello.
let's get positive.
Let's get positive.
Trailers ahoy.
Big
We actually have trailers this week. 3 pretty big trailers.
trailers.
One of them for a movie that they haven't been promoting and now can't.
And it's out in like a week,
It's called Blue Beetle.
That's right.
I think this looks pretty fun.
It does look pretty fun. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, the whole movie's in it though.
Yep.
It's we know who the big bad guy is. He's fighting at the end. With the final battle's in it.
Isn't the big bad guy just like a variation on him?
In a way, it's a big red blue beetle.
Big red Blue Beetle.
Yep, that's right.
Big red Blue Beetle.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's what they say.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, that's a big red blue beetle.
Yeah, man. That's
It's got
movies.
big guns, I think. Maybe they're bigger than your guns.
This is the first movie in the DC.
But your guns are powered by family.
Whoa. Are they spitting into the battery? Is that what
They are, yeah. George Lopez is spitting into the batteries.
I don't think that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, I would say, don't watch this trailer.
Yeah.
But it does it's Spider-Man vibes, you know?
Yeah, it looks fun. Look, the main guy looks very charming. I think
Yep.
that's a bit of fun. We get some nods to the previous Blue Beetle. It's a lot of this is taking place in Cord Industries, which is Ted Cord's company.
Cord Industries.
And we also see his beetle ship.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it that close.
It's quite prominent.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah.
In the trailer?
Yeah.
Not an NFT?
No, it's a real trailer.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'll wait for the NFT.
Great.
I think.
Yeah, you don't want this trailer to spoil the NFT. So yeah, but this is I think I saw a tweet from James Gunn that was like, somebody tweeted, "Hey, when's the Blue Beetle trailer coming?" And he's like, "I'll look into it."
Yeah.
So boy, this is coming out.
I don't think it's a priority for him.
Yeah, this is coming out very soon.
Yeah. So what's that? What's the date? August, September? Let me check.
Okay, if you wouldn't
Blue
mind.
Beetle. But as mentioned, if you're in this movie, you cannot promote it. August 17th. My
true.
God. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a month. Yeah.
Well, good luck to this one. Good luck to the debut.
Good luck to all movies out there.
I agree.
We hope for the best of you. So yeah, this is probably going to bomb. But you never know. Sometimes sometimes a good movie will just carry a movie.
Yep. Sure, absolutely.
And sometimes Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Where it's
And
a good
sometimes a
movie.
Hot Ones interview. Or somebody's like,
Can't do that now, though.
no, I can't do a Hot Ones.
Unless they already recorded it, which
Unless
is
they already
possible.
recorded it or they go on Hot Ones to not promote anything.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just here to eat wings and shut my mouth.
Let's talk about you, Sean.
I won't be opening my mouth. I'll be sticking these wings up my nose.
That's right.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Let's learn something about you, Sean. I don't have anything to say.
I actually don't have a personality. He seems nice.
He says very nice.
I mean, because he's asking the questions.
Yes.
You know?
I
And he's in
know.
it with them.
Yeah.
Because I'll often be like, are you dying? And he's like, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Me and you are the same.
That's right.
We're just jealous.
Yeah, agreed.
We're just a couple of jelly bellies, Mason.
It's true.
No, it is a good show. Though every now and then they're like, look, it's Ted Donovan. And I'm like, I don't know who this is. Like, it's super rap star
Ted Donovan.
Mitch Dickford. Mitch Dick. And I'm like, I don't know who that is either.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel the same way with, have you ever seen Chicken Shop Date?
Yes.
Which is Amelia de Moldenberg's interview show.
And
where
she's great.
She is great, but I don't know anybody on that show.
No.
I'll know one in like 20 and it's all otherwise it's like British grime rappers. And I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know. This is probably very funny if you know who any of these people
Yeah.
are.
Look at the Andrew Garfield interactions. Are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has he done? He hasn't done a Chicken
I
Shop
don't think he
Date,
has, no.
Yeah.
We also got a trailer for Ahsoka.
That's true.
We find more about the Thrawniverse.
Oh, she did one with Jennifer Lawrence. I know who Jennifer Lawrence is.
I think I watched that one, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's done one with the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, which ones?
Well, all 3 Jonas Brothers.
That's too many. One of them needs to go. I don't care which one. Just get rid of
Wow.
one of them.
Wow.
Go on, sorry.
Let's see. Louis Capaldi. I'm aware
Yep.
of who that is, but I don't really know what his deal is.
Yep.
And
He's
then-
like, I'm normal in things. I'm
Oh,
always
that's nice.
been normal around.
Okay, look. It's a group called Flow. I don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
Shania Twain. We're very well aware of her.
Oh, yeah.
And then a guy called Central C, who is definitely a British grime rapper.
Ooh, look at him.
And and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, great
Great
stuff.
stuff.
Great stuff.
Ahsoka trailer. Did you watch
yeah.
that?
No.
Beetle, Thrawn's back and whatever, etc.
And we see the shot of Thrawn. I've seen the shot of
yeah,
Thrawn.
Sabine and etc.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, yeah, great.
Just because hopefully it'll be set 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, that's the perfect time to set a Star Wars, I think.
I agree. It's actually the only time, unless you're setting it around the original movie.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but no other times.
Okay.
I don't want to see a movie in any other direction. God damn it.
What about a movie?
No.
A Star Wars movie?
Yeah.
Set in the 90s.
In the 90s?
Yeah.
So,
Slap bands, hypercolor.
So, like, what's that? Like 13 years after the original Star Wars?
Yeah.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah, the 90s.
No, 1977.
Yeah.
Let's go to the
Yeah.
90s.
That's
Wow,
right.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
God.
Hey, Ahsoka, what's going on? We're going to see the original Mortal Kombat in cinemas.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the mid-90s, is it?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We also got a trailer from director Paul King, director of 2 Paddington movies, which are just an absolute delight, for Wonka. Jonka.
We've been calling it Jonka because we were under the assumption it was going to be a dark, twisted tale of the origins of one Mr. Wilhelm Wonka.
Yeah,
But I don't think it is.
No.
I think maybe originally that was the plan, which is why you get Chalamet.
Yeah.
And then you change the vibe, and then he's woefully miscast in this.
Yeah, look.
And it looks bad.
I love this director.
Uh-huh.
And I actually seeing everything in this trailer other than him, kind of delightful.
Right.
Hugh Grant, little Hugh Grant.
Okay, that's fun, yeah.
Got a little flute.
Yeah.
Classic stuff.
He saw, in Dungeons & Dragons, he saw Bradley Cooper being little, and he's like, I want to be little also.
Can you do that for me? I love that Hugh Grant's just doing literally just anything. Or just weird stuff. Well, he was in Paddington too. He was the villain
That's
in
true,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, he's... we were talking about this before the show. We actually did a full hour.
That's right.
Which is exclusive to us.
That's right.
You cannot get that content.
That's right. We paid each other $9
where he doesn't have the whimsy of a Gene Hackman.
Yeah, it does not have
Gene
words in-
Wilder by a long way.
He wouldn't say any of the words Gene Hackman would say in The French Connection.
No.
And good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But it just, there's that is such a performance.
Yeah.
I recently rewatched it with my son who loved it, thought it was incredible. And just none of that is here.
Yeah, and
like
look-
all the whimsy in it, when he does that thing where he's like, I'll flip it and other way or whatever. It feels like, are you reading that? Like, what is this?
Yeah, look, and again, there's no way for me to prove
I like
this.
Hit Charlemagne as well.
I think he's
Let me
good. I think he was great
clarify.
in Dune. Apparently he's good in that. Is he in a cannibal movie that he's good in?
He's in Call Me By Your Name or whatever with Armie Hammer.
Okay, but he's also in a cannibal movie.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, then he's in 2 cannibal movies.
No. Oh, no. I didn't even think about that. But look, there's no way for me to prove this, but I think initially the movie was going to have a certain vibe.
Yeah.
And they hired Timothy Chalamet based on that vibe of like sort of sinister.
Like a Return to Oz kind of thing?
Yeah, Return to Oz, like, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they changed the vibe because they're like, well, we've got to make this a 4-quarter movie for all the demographics and all the kids, and it's going to be fantastic.
All the charlatans.
Exactly. Oh.
Charlamans? Charlatans.
All the Charlemagnes, exactly. Yeah.
Whatever. This is free. Whatever. I can say anything.
That's right. Can't stop us. We'll never be censored. We'll say stupid things. You can't stop us. No one would want to. And they hired him because they're like, we'll make it weird and sinister. But then they're like, yeah, but we got to make it uplifting and et cetera, and it's going to be a beautiful kids movie or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they changed the vibe, which resulted in him being in a movie with a vibe that he's not suited to.
You think they were going to like Edward Scissorhands him a bit?
Yeah, like the bit in the original movie where they go in under
the boat.
And they go on the boat
Yeah.
and it's going with me.
And they cut the head off a chicken in that
Yes, that's right.
Love it.
Yeah, and it's all weird and sinister. I'm like, well, it seems like it's going to be a whole movie of that,
Yeah.
but it's not.
No.
They've
Just a
brought
guy
it out.
who wants to make chocolate.
Yeah, I love chocolate. And I love, yeah.
I mean, imagine the movie Corella, which was a prequel to 101 Dalmatians, but bad. Like the movie Corella.
Yeah.
That's not that bad, that movie. That's some fun moments. Like when dogs killed that woman. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't say it. I have seen the clip, but they pushed her over the...
You're probably too busy watching Pinocchio.
I was too busy watching
the Tom Hanks version.
I hated that, but also I'm too busy watching Red Notice.
Oh, yeah. So you might want to know, how did Timothée Chalamet audition for this?
He didn't?
Well, here we go. It was a straight offer because he's great. This is the director. And he's the only person in mind who could do it. But because he's Timothée Chalamet and his life is so absurd, his High School Musical performances are on YouTube and have hundreds of thousands of views. So I knew from standing for Timothée Chalamet that he could sing and dance really well. So
this is also a musical, I forgot.
Yeah, so I think also, let's wait. Let's see. It's the Paddington guy. And Paddingtons are the best. Do you agree?
They're good. They're certainly good.
Come on, man.
No.
People love those movies. And if you say they're bad, someone will kill you. Is that what you want?
No.
You prefer that?
Okay, so here's a tweet from Alex Friedman. Unfamiliar with them.
Yes.
But she has said, apropos of nothing, some weirdos I think could have done a great Wonka.
Here we go.
And we've got
Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, I agree. He's weird.
Nicholas Hoult.
Yep, agreed.
Charlie Day.
100%.
And I don't know who this last guy is, but...
That's he's Dylan fucking...
Moran.
Yeah, Dylan Moran.
Wow.
No, what is it?
I don't know.
What's his name?
I don't know who that guy
He's
is.
in the Scorch Trials and whatever.
Oh, okay, right. But I think that would. I love the
Dylan
fact,
O'Brien.
Dylan O'Brien.
I like
okay,
Dylan
right,
O'Brien,
right.
But we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen it yet, but I think Daniel Radcliffe would be good because he's got
He does weird stuff.
he does weird and whimsy and
Isn't that show that's like Soulmates or not Soulmates? It's something where he's on different time periods and
yeah.
He's good
And
as
Nicholas
fuck.
Hoult will be good. I think Charlie Day is
probably doesn't suit. He's older than Gene Wilder was when Gene Wilder
true.
did
Yeah,
it, so you can't.
Yeah,
really
I don't
do that.
100% buy that one. And
He'd be a good Oompa Loompa.
And I think he's too weird.
Yeah.
I think you need to be like weird and handsome and
Yeah.
and
You got to be able to do a forward roll.
you have to be able to do a forward roll.
How many forward rolls?
I think he's too insane. I think
Yeah.
he's too intense. But
Yeah,
I think
you're
I think Nicholas Hoult and Daniel Radcliffe would have been
Yeah,
great.
there is like a reservedness to Gene Wilder when
Yeah.
he needs to.
Mm.
God, he's fucking funny in that movie. He's really good.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anyway, looks bad, but I guess we'll see it.
Jonka.
Jonka.
Um,
It can't be. I don't think it doesn't feel like Jonka anymore.
No.
It's Wangtastic Beasts.
okay.
Wongtastic Beasts?
Why? What are we doing?
Fantastic
Oh, like-
Beasts. Feels like a Fantastic Beast movie, but Wonka's in
Okay,
it.
yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Fantastic
Fantastic
Wong?
car.
Fantastic Wong.
Sure.
Wong. No, I think it should be Wongtastic.
Fantastic Beast.
But that would imply Wong is in it, and he's not.
It's confusing.
Yeah. So we'll keep it.
Now, Mason, last bit of news we just got to talk about is next week
Uh-huh.
at cinemas,
Oh.
Barbie and Oppenheimer are going head to head.
What Oppenheimer? We're calling it.
What did you say?
You said
I
Oppenheimer.
never said anything. And I resent the accusation. And people are saying, what do you see first?
Yeah.
Do you even see both? But I like that these are coming together as a double bill. You want to see some people get obliterated by a nuclear explosion in a real world event.
And then Oppenheimer. We did it.
He's done the joke.
We did it.
He's done the joke. But it's
The other side.
he
It's the
flipped
other
it.
one. Yeah.
He flipped it.
Now, I read this week, and this makes a lot of sense, that Christopher Nolan is not happy about this double bill, and because Warner Brothers has done this because they don't like him anymore, and they're like,
Yeah.
but it feels more like counter-program to me.
Wasn't he also like, no, I like that cinema's coming back and
Probably.
people are like, maybe 2 movies.
Yeah, maybe 2 movies.
Now, what are you going to see first? That's the big discussion point.
I'm probably, I'm not going to see one over the other first, stylistically or for vibes
For tax reasons.
For tax reasons, it's probably going to be like whatever is available first at my local cinema.
Yeah, okay.
Like if there's a midnight screening of Barbie first or Oppenheimer first, I'm like, well, I'll do that one
Yeah.
the night before, and then I'll see, because we've got to see both of them before
Yes.
before next week.
Oh my
so,
God. I would love to be able to see Oppenheimer first and
yes,
then Barbie.
Explain your reasoning, James.
I just think it would be Barbie would be a nice thing to watch after Oppenheimer.
right.
But I don't think I can actually see it that way. Just looking at the session times and how my week's planning out and everything,
Right.
I might have to do it the other way. But
That's so true.
I don't care. As long as I get to see 2 great movies.
Oh, my
Which
goodness.
everybody is saying these are, Mason.
That's true.
Woo!
Woo is correct, my friend. Quick update, James.
Oh,
There is an advanced screening of Barbie on Wednesday night.
they're doing girls' nights, I saw.
Flicks with the Chicks.
Yeah, man.
So I might pop to that session early, and then I'm going to see Oppenheimer and be massively depressed on the Thursday.
Interesting choice
Wonderful, yeah.
of movies. Yeah.
Thank you. I literally have no choice. I must see them both.
If you see both movies, can I then see neither movie?
I guess. And I'll just
'Cause
recount
then
the plots
we
to you.
both have different perspectives.
Oh, that's true, actually.
It's cheaper for me too. I don't want to pay for tickets for all of my family to see Oppenheimer. My 3-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your wife will be like, who's that? You'll be like, I don't know yet either. It's probably President Truman or something. I don't know yet. I have the same information you do. We've both gone to this movie at the same anyway.
It's probably Einstein. Look, I know it looks weird. It looks weird in the trailer. It looks weird in the movie. Yeah. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Looks like a sketch.
Yeah. Maybe
Mate-
that's what he looked like, though.
I don't know.
You know?
I don't ever met him. I don't even think he's that smart. That's what I think. Mason.
It's the tone of your voice suggests you have met him, and he was way smarter than you, and you're covering.
No.
Okay.
Just no.
Okay, I believe you.
All right. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Pow pow.
The budget of this movie was close to $290 million.
That's very expensive.
That's right. Well, they're doing big stunts for real, and this shot during COVID. It was one of the few productions which did not slow down, and maybe everybody got COVID on a boat or something at one point. Do you remember that?
No, boat fit. That's the worst kind you can get.
Something happened. I don't remember. It was a million years ago. This was filmed mostly a long time ago.
Wow. Well, you can tell because Tom Cruise on the campaign trail has had time to regrow his hair.
He looks completely different and weird.
You think?
Yeah, his hair's weird.
Is it because you've learned he's 61 recently and now you're like, that's put his whole, his entire being into
I don't know. There's some things at odds there, you know?
All right.
I don't know. Anyway, good luck to him.
He's got a bright future, that kid.
So that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For a movie that's not doing this well, potentially an obvious nightmare, which we've recently seen. But the box office 5-day weekend for this in the US is $78 million. Obviously less for just the 2-day weekend, which is pretty good. It's probably more though. And it's going to make about, they reckon, I think it was $250 million worldwide in the first weekend. So,
Well, that's nearly covered some of it minus marketing costs.
This looks to be the biggest opening for any Mission Impossible movie, which is not a surprise considering the absolute fervor which is happening and the amount of press that Tom Cruise squeezed out before the actors'
that's right.
strike ended up happening.
And he had
to go back in the locker that he lives.
That's right.
Whatever.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think this will be...
He lives in the locker from the Men in Black 2 train station.
Oh, it's got a whole universe in it.
Yeah, the weird alien locker.
I don't know. Sounds a bit like a 15-minute city to me. It's got a whole universe within walking distance. I don't know about that. Do you think, like Maverick, good word of mouth will cause
I think this could
carry
it further. Also, there's not really there are big movies like this, but Oppenheimer is not an action movie.
That's true.
And Barbie is like appealing to a different audience. So I think that, of the action blockbusters of the summer, so it's like this and The Flash and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I think, this one has the potential to carry longer.
Exactly. This one has a string of hits in the past.
Yeah.
It's also got a string of hits in recent memory.
Yes.
So people remember the last one, enjoying the last one, unlike an Indiana Jones, for example.
Yep.
It's not tied to a dead universe.
True. The Dark Universe.
The Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Dodged a bullet there.
Absolutely. So, and also it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I would say it's very good.
But before we get to that, what do you think the story was?
Oh, come on, mate.
Yeah.
How much can I reveal in this, I wonder?
I would say we'll do light spoilers, but we're going to have to say certain things in terms of what they're after and what's after them.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to know anything, maybe just skip this whole thing, I would say.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. Ethan Hunt, he loves doing a Mission Impossible.
How many times has he done it?
I mean...
On camera? This is the 7th.
This is the 7th, I guess.
But I guess sometimes he's done multiple ones with movies.
Yeah, and I would consider some of his impossible missions like sub-missions as
Ooh.
well. Yeah.
We also find out whether or not he can choose to do them or not. Because
true.
Apparently they answer to...
The president?
They don't know. I don't think they know. I don't think anybody knows.
I think they answer to the president. There's some.
I don't think the president
There's some retconning
knows.
in this movie, I feel.
Absolutely,
in terms
there
of
is.
the background of some of the characters
Yep.
and how the IMF works and so forth. But anyway, Tom Cruise is a big Mission Impossible guy, but then he's got to do this.
Let's say
mission.
big in spirit,
Oh yeah,
if not stature.
yeah. He's a regular sized Mission Impossible guy.
Yeah, okay, sure.
But there's a threat out there. And
What is it?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, you should have watched the movie. You said you were going to watch the movie. Did you, James? Did you watch the movie?
I was joking when I said I was going to watch it.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway, but there's a new threat on the horizon, and
Yep.
it's gonna
put all his skills to the test.
put all his skills to the test. It's a Mission
And
Impossible
all of
movie.
his
The same
mates' skills to the test.
one? All his mates are there.
Yeah.
You know?
Benji.
Yep.
Luther.
Lassie. Oh.
Lassie. Doug.
Doug's there. The nostalgia critic?
The animated cartoon Doug, I was thinking.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
sure.
both.
Wow.
Yeah, the
We
twins.
need the Dougs. There's all in an espionage movie. There was often a characters called the twins. In this
That's right.
case, it's the two Dougs.
Now, before we get into
Anyway, was that a good summary of the plot?
I think it was great.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be levels of spoilers because we also have to give spoilers for what the villains are.
Who the
sort of-
villains are, James?
Yeah, exactly. So I think maybe there's 3 levels to this, but I just
Okay.
want to talk about the original opening scene for this.
Okay.
And what there was going to be was a 25-minute cold opening set in 1989. Now, we catch glimpses of that in this movie. My understanding of Ethan Hunt was I always assumed he came straight from the military and that's
he's
why
got
he's
the
got the haircut. And they might have even said that in the movie. I don't remember. I
the
watched it
first movie.
Yeah, I watched
Right.
it like 3 years ago or whatever. But Christopher McQuarrie came out with a quote about doing a de-aging 25-minute sequence.
Right.
And this is very interesting, especially when you compare it to a movie, which did this last week.
Yeah, did a lot of this stuff. Like there's a train chase.
Yep.
There's a train chase last week.
Absolutely.
Now let me ask you this, James: did they film this and
Mostly.
snip it? So there is 25 minutes. Of it
Oh,
does
yeah.
exist
So
somewhere.
I think some of it, because he said, never did I find myself actually following the story. I was so distracted by an actor that I had known for however long, who was now suddenly this young person.
Right.
And I found that looking at Harrison Ford, my whole time I was looking at it, I found it really hard to focus on the scenes
Because
and
you
what
were
was
like-
happening, because I'm just looking at his face the whole
Okay,
time.
and you're like, he looks young,
Sorta
but not
looks
quite
like
how he
he-
looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think the way you have to do it is you have them speak less, you do it in shadows. And that's because he talks about how we would have potentially done it, but ultimately he found it distracting and took it out. And I think that shows incredible restraint to do that.
Because that's 25-minute de-aging sequence cold open. How many millions of dollars is that? And he went, no.
Yeah, and again, maybe they did it.
Yeah.
Or some of it.
Yeah.
Some tests at the very least. It seems like they did. But during this movie, Mason, the myth of Ethan Hunt grows. Now, I find Tom Cruise's redemption arc fascinating.
Okay.
It's something that people...
This is not an Ethan Hunt thing. This is
No.
Tom Cruise, the celebrity.
Just the idea that, like, there was a time when people are like, what a weird freak. What is he
Absolutely.
up to?
Why is he jumping on those couches?
Yeah.
Why is he shooting a lightning bolt out
Like,
of his
his
hands?
relationships are all weird and have all this...
What does Oprah think of this?
Yeah, like shrouded in like weird mysteries. And if you look into like the divorces that he's had, in particular the one with the Katie Holmes and all that, like, I don't get into the specifics of it, but how did they go? And all the Scientology shit, not to mention, I mean, it's all tied in and whatever. But like, it's completely come around to like, yeah, he's real weird, but that's what we love about him now, because he's trying to kill himself for us. Is that
That's
where
true,
we're at?
yeah, I guess
Because
so.
look, as someone who like, you look at his history and go, weird, don't like that. What a very compelling person who makes movies and he's in movies, you know?
Absolutely
It's
right.
just, I mean, he's turned us all round.
Yeah.
For the most part, I
Yeah.
feel like. Do you have any thoughts on that? Or is that just.
No, I mean, you know, I also think that's probably a very deliberate PR choice, because he doesn't.
Absolutely.
He doesn't talk about it.
No.
I don't even remember him ever talking about it, really.
No.
But I mean, I think especially now they've probably said, like, don't talk about it. Just be the guy who loves movies and makes movies and be compelling. And if
Give the audience what they want.
exactly, and
Shut up.
I think if there is a strategy, if there is any kind of religion-based strategy to this, it might just be like, be compelling and charismatic and have people find their own way to it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think
don't
you're
know.
right. I think you're absolutely right.
And I have.
Yeah. You're back.
I'm a pastafarian now.
Absolutely.
I'm the guy with the colander on my head. Did you not notice it earlier?
No, I noticed it.
Okay.
I just think it's really cool.
Thanks, man.
But I didn't want to draw attention to it.
Yeah.
So we talked about how I read it, like the headline and review last week, where in this movie Tom Cruise fights God. It's interesting because he metaphorically does that in a very literal sense.
Sure. Absolutely.
Should we do some spoilers for what the villain is?
Yes. It's big time spoiler time, folks.
Or just in general, or just the villain? Because I think there's further spoilers. We
Yeah,
can
just
spoil.
no. Okay, it's just the villain. We're talking.
Yeah.
About, I mean, there is a human villain from Ethan Hunt's past.
Yeah.
Who is not from a previous movie. He is a
No.
He's been retconned in.
Yes.
He
would have been in that. Well, you do see some of that flashback.
Yes, he
in
is
'89, and he's in it.
He is part of Ethan Hunt's pre-IMF past.
Yes.
And
When Ethan Hunt was in his grub era,
that's exactly
running
right.
through the sewer,
Yeah.
licking the walls.
Because we all assumed that he went crew cut and then MI2 hair.
Yeah.
But it seems like he had MI2 hair, then the crew cut, then MI2 hair again.
He was getting in line. Exactly.
But anyway, but this villain, this has been in most reviews. I
think so,
I feel this villain, this human villain. I guess by saying human villain, I've really spoiled.
Yeah. It's not a dog.
It's a walrus. This villain is doing the bidding of an AI that's become sentient.
Yes.
And is engineering various espionage acts around the world for its own ends.
I thought it was really interesting that it started in like social media and changing the news slightly, and it would like influence political events just a little bit and whatever, and then how it built from there. I just thought that was a a really interesting way to look at AI in a movie, because I know that Vin Diesel was talking about doing AI for the next Fast X movies.
Right.
And somebody actually sent this headline to us, and I think it's quite fascinating.
And speaking of a movie that does something that another movie did recently but way better.
Car Chase in
Italy, yeah.
Exactly. So this is from Fabberg Z, who says, thought you might appreciate this pull quote. It's from this Sunny Birch review, who says, imagine the Fast and Furious series, but good. Headlined by a genuine star featuring coherently shot set pieces and looking like they exist in something like the real world instead of a CGI composited bag of garbage. But also there's a lot of CGI in these movies.
Yeah.
There just has to be for it to exist in the way that it does. But because so much of it is real and so much of the promo is built around that. It's like when they talk about Top Gun Maverick, they were like, this is all real planes. It is absolutely not.
That's true.
That movie is like 70% CGI, the action sequences. But, that's
visual effects.
Visual effects, I should say.
Because I believe Nolan quite recently said there's no CGI in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And he's right, because there's no fully created digital world that we're just looking at like the screen of a video game.
Yeah.
But there is plenty of scenes that have a physical real world basis, and then they put digital effects on top of that, which is visual effects.
Then you've got Jar Jar Binks waving.
Jar Jar Binks is there, and he's like, Misa become death, destroyer of worlds, he said.
Yeah, so the only man who can stop the AI seemingly, and the AI knows this, they call it the entity, is Tom Cruise, because it seems like the AI has figured out that everybody has a pattern and a weak point and something you can push somebody on or break them or manipulate them.
And Ethan's his friendship.
Yeah, but he also...
and that ankle he broke during
Fallout.
Fallout.
Ankle he broke. But also, it's Ethan Hunt seemingly cannot be predicted.
Right.
And his strengths
because he's the living manifestation of destiny.
What's the quote? There was a quote. I even wrote it down in the movies. I don't like to pull my phone out in the movies.
So you said, sorry, everyone. I'm getting my phone out in the movies to write this down because I think it's important for my podcast.
That's what I said, yeah. Can I find this note?
Oh, which reminds me, before you get to that, so the villain Gabriel.
Yeah.
So it's getting quite biblical in here.
What is it?
That's Isai Morales, who people might know as Deathstroke from Titans.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But he's great.
Yeah, I agree.
And
he's really
also
good in this.
very, very sinister in that kind of, he's got an evil glint to his eye, because of this character, in addition to serving this AI villain because he likes suffering in the world, and he thinks that this AI is going to bring that to the people who deserve it or what have you. And also, what a wonderful autumnal color palette this guy is working with.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Oh, he's wearing his suede jackets, and he's wearing cranberry and sandalwood and all sorts of colors. He's looking amazing.
How is he pulling this off?
I don't know, but he's the best dressed villain I think that Mission Impossible's ever had.
I don't
Name
disagree
a better
with that.
one.
I won't.
Philip Seymour Hoffman? No.
I love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
You would.
But these don't compare. I just put my phone away. I just found the quote.
Oh, yeah.
He's referred to as, because at the start, Ethan Hunt's gone rogue. You're not going to believe it. And he's referred to as, and the government, they're telling a big government guy about the impossible mission force.
Telling Mr. Carrie
And
Elwes.
Rob, what's his name?
Thomas.
No.
From Matchbox 20.
No, he's from...
Friend of Santana.
No, he's
Smooth?
He's in Mission Impossible. No, not Mission Impossible. He's in Deadpool 2.
Rob Corddry.
Yes. No.
Rob. Dang it.
He's also in
He's
Hobbs
big
and
on
Shaw.
Twitter. He's big on Twitter.
There's 2 Fast and Furious alumni in it.
Rob Delaney.
And it's also one of the guys chasing him.
Shea Wiggum.
Yeah, is from
We're talking about him later.
Fast 2 or
Yes.
1.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyways, they're explaining to some government bigwig the deal with Ethan Hunt, and he's described as a mind-reading, shape-shifting agent of chaos.
There it is. Yeah. Supporting cast, as you mentioned, though, Rob Delaney's in this for a scene. Carrie Elwes is the
Love that.
He's the director of National Intelligence.
Pom Clementif is the Joker.
Yep. That's
in
right.
this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed.
We get Vanessa Kirby and Rebecca Ferguson are back. Yep. And, of course, we get the debut of Hayley Atwell.
Yes.
And she's great.
I really like her in this as well.
She's a professional globe-trotting thief.
Yeah.
Who steals big stuff for clients, who jumps in on this and is sort of immediately in over her head, which I think is great. I like the idea behind, like, she knows what she's doing and she brings a new set of skills to the table.
Does.
But there's a whole other level. I like the idea that we're bringing in, like, a more of a civilian.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To observe this stuff and be like, oh, this actually is crazy.
I thought initially it was going to be because the entity is manipulating everything all the time. So when he comes across her initially, I thought it was going to be that she was just a normal person and the entity just made him think that she was this other person.
Oh, right.
But I like the idea that she's got all these pickpocketing skills and whatever. I would say this though, Mason. There is some weird stuff in these movies when you look back in relation to women in this and the relationships that Tom Cruise has with them within the movie, the Ethan Hunt character, and the promises that he makes to like love and protect them while simultaneously in the real world and in movies often churning through these characters and actors.
Yeah.
And there's some parallel that to be made
Yes.
with like Tom Cruise real life as well.
Yeah.
Is this an accident? I mean, surely, like, it's not an intentionally thing to draw attention to.
I don't know if it's an accident. I imagine part of it could be
because he's like, I'm the best that I'll protect you, but I can't protect you.
Yeah, but I also think it's probably just there must be an element, I think, of just the Hollywood machine. Like, if you're a Tom Cruise, you can be in a movie franchise for 20 years, but if you're a woman in Hollywood, you've only got a couple of years in you before Hollywood's like, oh, 29, too old kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, because we had Emmanuel Bout in
too old
in
for
one.
61-year-old Tom
Well,
Cruise.
exactly. And she would be you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
She's in the first one, and she would be like just a few years younger than Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And then Tandy Newton in 2.
Yep.
And then who's in 3? Oh, it's
She actually came back.
She did come back. Yes.
But then
that's true.
who's
Paul Patton?
Paul Patton didn't come back. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think
She's 59, yeah.
Here's the thing. I think, too, this franchise is credited at this point.
Emmanuel Barrett is 59,
Yes.
yeah.
I think, to this franchise's credit, we have kept Rebecca Ferguson and Vanessa Kirby
great,
for a couple of movies.
Yes.
And they haven't discarded them already.
Yeah.
You know, they've
But you're saying they should?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about the religious metaphors and allegories in this?
I mean,
it's
interesting.
It's very interesting.
Well, I think what I think is the most interesting about this is that
is it supposed to be a false god or is this the Christian God? Like, what does it represent here? Because the entity,
Yes.
and there's 2 words you're going to hear a lot.
The
3
entity.
words, I guess. The entity and the key. 4 words, I guess.
Yeah,
But 2
yeah.
of those words are the same word.
Yeah. I think that the entity is a metaphor for AI in Hollywood.
I think it's God.
Oh, you think it actually is God?
Because if the key that you use
Because it looks like a crucifix.
It's a crucifix, as you mentioned, Gabriel,
Yeah.
who was a soldier of God.
Yeah.
I think and the idea that Tom Cruise is this unstoppable force that God fears, I think that is also...
Yeah, but I think this is...
That's also what I like about it. It's
Yeah.
like, what is this?
It's very Metal Gear Solid. The
Yes.
franchise has become Metal Gear Solid a little bit. It's a little bit weirdly supernatural now.
Yeah.
Like I said, the vibes in this movie are kind of insane a little bit.
Yeah.
I think this is a metaphor, and I think the AI is... Because it's a being that wants to put the IMF team out of work, essentially.
Yeah.
Maybe by destroying the world, but maybe by making them obsolete.
Yes.
But Tom Cruise doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
He wants to keep working.
That's right.
And so they're going to the end. Without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
I think the next one they're going to prove that AI isn't good enough, and it's just. I mean, obviously they're going to defeat.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it's going to be about how the human spirit and collaboration and friendship works
Absolutely.
together and is more powerful than a being that is just churning through probabilities
Or a
whatever.
bomb.
Or a big nuclear bomb that isn't.
Or a movie that bombs.
Or a movie that
But
bombs.
what I think is great about all of that stuff and all the things that like I read into these movies and like the actor in real life and the storylines and what this means and whatever. Most movies are just like, and then this, and this.
Yeah.
Whereas here I'm walking away, I'm like, what the fuck was that about?
Right.
And not in a way that's like, I don't know, not in a way that's, you know, that's like, that was confusing
It's
and
something
why
to
did you
chew
do
on.
that? It's something to chew on.
It's something
exactly.
your brain to chew on after you've left. Where a lot of, you know, we have. I had fun with the movie Black Adam, but I haven't thought about it since.
I think about it every day.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, and you're like, God, what? This is quite meaningful. I was going to say, there's a lot of. I feel like there's a lot of what I think is deliberate throwbacks to the first Mission Impossible in this.
Yeah. I mean, there's characters. There's Kittredge is back.
Kittredge is back. Apparently, according to Macquarie, because there's also like there is the scene with Kittredge and Hunt.
They're also on a train.
They're on a train, and there's a bunch of Dutch angles and all this sort of stuff, which was like very Brian De Palma in the first movie. But apparently, according to Christopher McQuarrie, none of it was like purposeful throwback. It was like what fitted.
That's interesting.
In the moment, in the scene, like whatever angle worked best for the scene, that's what we put in, kind of thing. But I feel like a lot. Of this, like he's got his Mission Impossible one hair back.
He does,
not entirely, but it's the closest you could get.
It's shorter.
No,
it's short. I'm saying
it's short, but it's not as short as he, because I don't think a man of Tom Cruise's age now could do the crew cut.
He's also wigged up for some of this. And I think it's reshoots and also some stunt work.
Oh, if we can divert again.
Yeah.
Speaking of wigs, it's the summer of Shay, as far as I'm concerned.
Summer of Shay.
Shay Wiggum.
What are we talking about? What is this?
Or the winter of Wiggum. Shay Wiggum, the guy, one of the agents who's chasing him.
Oh yeah, Shay Wiggum. Right.
Yeah. Incredible hair on this guy.
How does he do it?
I don't know, but I'm loving it.
What's his secret?
I don't know, but I saw his character poster some weeks ago, and I'm like, that's unbelievable hair. But in motion,
54 years old.
Normally, I would say when we get to the Weekly Planet Awards at the end of the year, the awards that mean nothing and nobody cares about.
That's not true.
No, it's true. Tom Cruise would almost certainly get a nomination for best hair or wig.
Not this year.
I think Shay Wiggum's getting the nod.
I agree.
You know?
So he's in Fast and Furious 4 and 6.
He's also Captain Stacy in Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the summer of Shay is what I'm saying.
I'm glad he's doing it.
Yeah, me too.
Movies.
That's
a good movie, that Spider-Verse movie.
I agree.
A lot of people don't think that. Is that true?
No. What are we talking about? I've lost the thread.
A hair.
I derailed the thread.
That's okay. Well, speaking of derailing, let's talk about stunts.
Okay.
So the big one, which I wasn't that impressed because I'd seen it a million times, was the big jump on the bike.
Yes.
I mean, that is objectively spectacular, and he did it for real and all of those things.
Yes.
But like, by the time I saw that, I'd seen that 150 times already.
But
there's other things in this.
Yeah. Here's a stray thought. I was going to bring it up later, but I know I'll forget about it. This movie is also filmed on digital.
Yeah.
None of the others are.
No.
Which is interesting.
Why?
Because I feel like digital video is the motion smoothing of cinema. And I feel like Tom Cruise would be against it, but this is on digital and you can tell.
I think.
Like there's a scene, there's a fight on the top of the train.
Yeah.
And I think it looks good, and I'm sure they did a lot of it for real.
Yeah.
But it's got the weird digital sheen over it.
I don't disagree with that. I think a lot of the time with digital, you genuinely can't tell. Like if it's done properly.
Right.
But no, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, there is a scene, you see it in the trailer, there's a scene with Hayley Atwell and Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
Character and actor.
Yes.
On a train. It's kind of a chase within the train. Very intense.
Very intense, I agree.
And there's a scene quite early on in an airport.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
That was really, and there's also a really fun car chase.
Yes, that's true.
A tiny little Fiat.
Yes.
Which I loved. He's doing it one-handed.
Yeah.
And the back and forth in that, and there's a little joke, and he's like, hang on, I just need a minute to like adjust to this car because I've, all the tech's different. And, just give me a second to kind of. There's little bits of humor in this.
I was going to say, so if you recall Mission Impossible Fallout, and I know you do, there's the scene towards the end where it's Ethan has to get the remote trigger and get the fuse out of it while Benji and Luther have to defuse separate bombs, and everything's happening at once, and it's very exciting. I felt like similar vibes with the airport situation.
Yes,
and there's so much going on. They've gone, okay, well, how can we top that? How can we top that right out of the gate? The very intense scene at the end of the last one. How can we make it even bigger for the start of the new one? And it's Ethan and Benji and Luther, and they're all working together, and there's even more layers going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have some questions about it, which we'll talk about in spoilers.
I think. But should we get into some spoilers?
Yes.
Oh, just quickly, Sleight of Hand is returned.
That's right.
Has returned.
Again, back from Mission Impossible 1.
I think this is easily the one that is most like the first movie. I think this also has something which all the other movies don't have except the first one, just that fucking bug-eyed paranoia.
Yeah.
And not in the same sense, because that movie is people are just staring and sweating at each other.
It's true, yeah.
There's a real weird intensity to that movie, which I love, the first one.
And this has a weird intensity.
It does. And I think it is that entity thing where it could be anybody or see you at any time. And
yeah, right. What I also thought, and again, I'm not looking with these movies, they're fun. There is a lot of sincerity to them.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking for Marvel like quips and so on and so forth. but everybody really just accepts the entity at face value.
Yes.
Do you notice? Nobody's ever like, are you sure though?
I'm okay
like,
with it.
I think if you were like, hey, there's an AI in my computer and it's
Yeah.
sending me goatsy and so forth, I'd be like, are you sure?
No, that's me. That's me, Nick Mason.
I'd be like, are you sure or is it just a guy messing with you?
Also, like, I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I'm a normal person.
Right.
Like, these are the people at the top of their game.
I guess that's true,
They
yeah.
work in this industry.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody is like, are you sure it isn't a spy or something?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's not.
I think it might be.
Or it is.
I think it might be a guy.
Well, we'll talk about it. Should we talk
Subsequent
about
movies.
spoilers?
Yes. I'm going to say best movie ever. I had
I'm
a
also
great
gonna
time.
say best movie
Where would
ever.
you rank this in terms of Mission Impossible movies generally? Bearing in mind, we generally say Fallout as the top,
Yep.
and everything else is below.
I think one and Fallout are my favorites,
Mm-hmm.
and this is probably just below that. What about you?
Yeah, okay.
I think Fallout's probably more fun, and
Yep.
and the bombastic kind of
Yeah.
nature of that I enjoy. Like the kind of that's got like a real smash and grab kind of feel
Yeah,
to it,
right.
which I like.
I think my top two are probably Fallout and then Ghost Protocol.
Yeah,
I would probably put
I think
it,
Ghost Protocol after the building kind of is whatever.
you're
So
probably right.
that's why I put that a little bit lower.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
do love Ghost Protocol.
I would say it's probably on par with one.
Yep.
So I would say probably equal third-ish.
Sure.
Third or fourth, somewhere around that area.
Yep.
I reckon.
I also think 3 is very good,
Oh, yes. Oh,
and
yes.
2 is bad.
Oh, wow. Where's
but
5?
fun.
Where's 5?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, upon a rewatch, I
Watching it
enjoyed
recently,
5
it's quite
a lot more than I thought
really
I
nice.
did.
It's really
initially.
nice.
Anyway, it's big time spoiler time. We're going to do all the big
Yeah.
spoilers.
So
The big quest in this
yeah.
is, and they reiterated it 100 million times in this movie, so you don't miss out.
Yep.
If I was critical of this movie, I would probably say more than any of the other ones, it does feel like they're going, well, the audience is kind of dumb. We better reiterate this plot
Okay.
again and
but
again.
you're saying
and
if you had a criticism.
I do, but I don't
isn't.
have. This isn't. I don't have
Okay,
any
that's what I thought.
criticisms. But the plot is so the entity has spread itself all over the internet. It cannot be stopped, except its original source code. There's a remnant of it in a downed, crashed submarine,
Yep.
which is under some Arctic ice, and it can be activated with 2 pieces of a key,
Yep.
which was originally for their silent running drive or their
Something like that.
something like that. So if you get the 2 pieces of the key,
It looks like a Jesus cross.
it does look like a Jesus cross.
I don't think that's an accident, Mason.
It's like one of those fast Jesus X's.
Yeah, man.
But if you get the 2 pieces of a key, and if you make it to that location, you could presumably you could access the original source code with the key, and you could either control the entity or destroy it.
Yeah.
So obviously,
or a different thing.
different thing. So all the governments want to control it.
Yeah.
And Ethan's like, well, I got to go rogue. We're all going to go rogue. We're going to get that key. We're going to destroy that entity
Yep.
because it's AI and that's taking away writers' jobs. So
That's right. That's what he says. Yeah. But you have a theory
yes.
that it's a third thing.
I don't have a theory, but I have a wacky fan
wish.
I have a wacky fan service request. Is what
I
I
love
want.
this, by the way.
Oh,
Let me
yes.
just say, I think there's a good chance this could be like a third thing could happen.
Right.
But I don't necessarily think it's going to. Anyway, go on.
Okay, so I want because this one is is deliberately or inadvertently a throwback to the first Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's odd that everybody again is taking as given that this AI is this sentient being and it's operating under its own steam and it's decided to control the world or what have you.
Yeah.
I am hoping, but not really, but really, that it's going to be Emilio Estevez from Mission Impossible 1.
And is he in the submarine?
He might be in the no, I don't think he's in the submarine.
Do you think it's going to be
This
like...
is my Emilio Requestevez.
Do you think...
If Kristen McQuarrie is listening, if you could bring back Emilio Estevez.
Do you think
Yes.
there's going to be like Ethan's going to decode something and it's going to say hasta lasagna, don't get anything on you. And they're all
Yes.
just like, oh my
Whoa,
God.
oh my God.
Now, look, this is a man who took an elevator to the face.
Yeah, he really did.
So-
he got
Yeah.
the classic elevator spikes through the brain.
So you think he survived this?
Yes.
And he's become like a Bond, like,
Yes.
or even beyond that.
Yes.
But just a man with no, like his physical form is ruined. So he is
his face is ruined.
His
so
face is ruined.
I think
yeah.
the rest of him's fine, but his
Yeah,
face
okay.
is messed up,
And he's
man.
plugged into the internet. And he's going,
Not even. I think maybe he's just or
he's just sitting at big monitors.
look, I would be happy with. Look, I'd be happy with a new thing that surprises me, if I'm
Yeah.
honest. But I would also be happy with he is dead, but some code he wrote back in the 90s
Okay.
is the basis of this. And
Okay.
he's in it somehow.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if there is some kind of callback to that because there's a lot of callbacks in this 2-1.
That's
and
what
the
I'm saying,
origins
man.
of Equal Hunt.
Equal Hunt.
Fecal Hunt.
Oh, no.
Ethan Hunt. But one thing that I thought it could be, and maybe it still could be, is that the villain Gabriel, who was the guy who shot Tom Cruise's original love because he churns through women,
Yeah.
in this.
Anonymous lady.
anonymous lady, is that...
Who I think she gets a title credit.
Well, probably.
Probably, yeah, anyway.
She's probably a real person.
Yeah, she's almost certainly
Also, Elsa dies in this, which is very sad and whatever.
from Frozen.
From Frozen, yes.
Oh, my God.
I was like, oh, that sucks. She's really good in these movies.
Mariella Garriga as Marie, a woman from Ethan and Gabriel's past seen only in brief flashbacks. She is in the title sequence.
Oh, okay.
So,
Dun, dun, dun,
I mean, maybe
dun.
it's a case of she filmed it and...
Did it died?
No, but I'm saying the fact that they filmed so much of it,
Oh,
contractually she has to get a
Yeah.
title credit.
I
You'd
think you
think
might be
that would
right.
be in...
Yeah.
Because she doesn't speak. You'd
No.
think it'd be... Anyway.
She's just like, and then
Yeah.
she's shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought Gabriel, there was a chance that whoever that guy is, he's long dead. And the entity has brought this guy back from the past and just putting the mask on like multiple people.
Oh,
So
right.
Gabriel is actually like 9 different men
Oh.
with different abilities that that the entity is using to get to Ethan Hunt.
That's why he's so good at sword
Yeah.
fighting and etc.
I was like, who is this? It's the dog.
It's clear I'm back early.
Ah,
and
no.
I'm mad at you.
She's big too. She's gotten bigger. Mason, run. It's getting late.
Yeah, oh boy. That would explain why he's good at martial arts and he's good at etc. And the entity is gone. Well, this is a face from your past that can rattle you in a way that nobody else seems to have been able to since. So,
But also I can buy that like the entity found this guy because he's the guy that bothers Tom Cruise the most.
Yeah.
But I just think it would be more interesting if he's not real.
you're a real Tom botherer. So we're going to bring you in.
I'm a botherer.
I'm a botherer.
His middle name, everybody.
Um,
I also think there's a chance that Benji is compromised or will be compromised.
Interesting.
Because he's the guy's like, I love all my friends.
That's
and then
true.
the computer's like, well, if you love your friends, why don't you shoot them for me?
I don't want to though.
Well, you have to.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's just like Halo, Benji. Oh.
Which one?
Bad ones. I don't know. It's one of them Master Chief, he goes rogue or whatever.
It's like the show, the
Yeah.
TV show they made.
Oh no, that was bad.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a retcon,
Yeah.
which is that the IMF seems to be composed almost entirely of like ex-criminals. They've gone the route of like, well, if you're good at crime, you're probably also good at saving the world.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
If you want.
Yeah.
And also a lot of them appear to be like sleeper agents, basically.
Right, yeah.
Like he meets one at the start who's just delivering seemingly. He probably isn't just a Uber Eats guy or whatever.
Right.
But maybe a lot of them just do that. They do a job until
Maybe
they
it doesn't pay enough.
Maybe it doesn't.
Maybe it doesn't pay a living wage. Maybe you should unionize IMF agents. It'll be tricky because you're all in masks and none of you know who
And
the other
nobody
guys
will,
are.
yeah, no one will believe you when you come forth.
Yeah.
And be like, Kittredge would pay me more. It's a good point.
Yeah. Kittredge is not his boss anymore, I think. Kittredge is the
He's
director
just
of
a
the
guy
CIA
or whatever,
now.
yeah. Just another guy. Yeah, but it also, I get the sense in this that, as they mentioned, like the IMF don't really answer to anybody, or sometimes not at all.
Yeah, that's a bit vague. It seems to be they answer to the president.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and here's a question for you. The opening sequence in the airport, Benji has to...
Hey, Jack. That's Joe Biden. Corn Pop was a bad dude. He's sending messages.
okay, right.
Just random, like, scrambled brain nonsense.
So Gabriel is So the team want to get the key. The guy who has the key is going to get on a plane. So Gabriel puts a bag that's going to go on the plane.
Yeah.
The bag seemingly contains a nuclear bomb, and they're like, well, that's going to blow that guy up and whatever.
Yeah.
Benji defuses the bomb by answering a bunch of riddles. It knows who he is.
That's when I got the sense that, like, this is going to fuck Benji up.
But
at
then
some
there's
point.
nothing in it.
Yeah.
What was the point of the bomb?
Because I don't think it wants to actually, like, nuclear bomb everybody.
Interesting.
I think it is a thing where it is trying to save the world and make the world better, and it's using Gabriel, who's like an agent of chaos.
Oh.
But then we'll dispose of him when the time suits.
Interesting. With a nuclear bomb?
With a nuclear bomb.
Interesting.
Make him eat it. Eat this bomb. Or I'll kill somebody.
Maybe. I
I'll
don't
kill
know.
somebody you like.
Yeah,
I'll find something you like.
That's right.
I don't know what it is yet. So there's a moment where also they're on a train and Hayley Atwell's like, I'm going to earn my freedom by putting on a mask and
That's
whatever.
right. Mhm.
That kind of felt pointless because she was trying to get Kittredge to clear Haley Atwell, but pretending to be Vanessa Kirby.
Okay.
And I feel like even though she didn't get away with it because they figured it out, she would have left the room, and then the real Vanessa Kirby would have been like, what just happened? And then all of that is void. Like, I don't think that means...
Right.
It's just kind of like...
But she did do the classic of like, next time I see you, I probably won't even remember this, so don't bring it up.
Yeah, like in a minute from now, because I'm one carriage away.
Also, I'm going to switch clothes real quick.
Yeah, and eye color. Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about... So Tom Cruise gets onto the train in this by doing a big jump and parachuting in.
Yeah.
Did he mean to crash through the window and kill that guy? Was that an accident? That seemed like an accident,
Felt
right?
like an accident, yeah.
Yeah. He could have killed anybody.
I feel like the later movies especially, they want to humanize him a little bit by giving him like an element where he really gets winded really bad.
Yeah.
So that was that one, and the bit where he has to figure out the car. There's some in the previous movies.
There's a moment, there's a few movies where he has a heart attack.
Oh yeah, he has that heart attack that time and technically dies. I guess
Twice. So that means two separate movies.
Yeah.
But I like all of that. How do you feel? I know we briefly mentioned it, but the death of Elsa. How do you feel? That speaks to like Ethan, you protect the people you love, but sometimes you can't. He's like, but I will protect you, and she's like, but you didn't protect that other woman who was stabbed on a bridge or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but this time I'm going to fly through the window on a jetpack or whatever. I'm not going to do it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would have liked to see Elsa, but I mean, I would have liked to see her live, but
that's the point of the death is that you like her.
That's exactly right. If I felt nothing for that character and she died, I'd be like, eh.
You're saying they should have killed Benji. Is what
Yes,
you're saying.
that's
right.
right.
Yeah, cool. I like how Luther was just like, I'm gonna go and try and do some coding. You won't see me for the rest of the Mission Impossible.
Also, I am not going to stand up for the remainder of this series. I'm just going to be sitting down.
Good.
Wearing a hat and sitting down. I was going to say, when I saw the trailer for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Ilsa has the eye patch on, I'm like, oh, she lost an eye in some sort of skirmish or paintball or something. And then...
what it really is funny.
Well, when I watched the movie, I'm like, oh, maybe it's some sort of technique that a sniper uses to get better aim or what have you. But then I watched an interview, which I think you've also seen, in which she reveals that Rebecca Ferguson had to wear an eye patch because she can't wink.
Yeah, on either eye.
In either eye, she can only blink, it turns out. So
wild.
So Macquarie had to rustle up an eye patch real quick because they were like, okay, now squint through the sniper scope. And she's like, all right, but both eyes open.
That's wild.
Yeah. Why couldn't she just blink then?
Some people can't.
No, but why can't she just blink and then put one eye in the sky?
CGI, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is cooler. She's got the best looks, man.
That's true.
That's what a cool look.
Yeah,
it's like a Solid Snake situation.
I mean, she doesn't have Shea Wiggum hair, but all right.
All right, calm down, idiot. Anything else before we talk some reviews that people have sent in? The train's falling and they're jumping from carriages. That's
terrific.
Really
I love
good.
that. That was really good.
Very Nathan Drake.
Oh yeah,
which was the best movie of last year.
Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite stunt sequence.
I mean, there's obviously like CGI in that.
Yeah.
You know?
But also, again, I think you know what, the motorcycle off the cliff into the very idea of it, the motorcycle off the cliff and into the parachute thing, truly insane. The fact that he kept doing it, like however many times, and at any moment he could have like got his foot caught in the motorcycle and plunged to his death is insane.
We love that.
Yeah, but also again the fact that it was on digital, like you could.
There's a moment also where it's got like where like there's a GoPro on him.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
when he's like, and that kind of looks a bit strange.
But I think watching it on YouTube, I'm like, wow, it does feel insane.
Different on the screen,
but on
right?
the big screen. When they had to composite out the ramp, it did feel like he's just motorcycling up to nowhere.
Yep.
But the sequence in the train where all the train carriages are falling off the cliff, that was great.
I agree.
Incredible. And they had to keep jumping from
carriage to carriage.
It's
a real Nathan Drake, Tom Holland situation.
Absolutely.
Here's some reviews that people wrote in, Mason. This one's from Shane, who says, I think it's safe to say that movies are back, baby.
Great.
That's just having just watched Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Nate says, like all two-parters this year, Mission Impossible 7 feels stretched thin and exposition heavy, but enough action worthy of best movie ever. Tigress says, def best movie ever. Seen it twice already. Big stunts, big fights, big everything. Tom Cruise continues to be equally entertaining and terrifyingly intense. And Jacob says, has shown us that the excitement of cinema isn't dead. Best movie ever. I'm very much looking forward to the follow-up of this. We've already seen a little bit of footage with the biplane where Tom's like, come and see a movie or I'll kill myself, you know, and then he flies off or whatever.
If you don't come and see a movie where I attempt to kill myself, I'll kill myself.
It looks like he's growing his hair out for the next movie also, which I'm a bit embarrassed about.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's like, time to go back to the old me. Mission Impossible 2 style, anime hair.
Anime hair, yeah. So that movie has also shut down production, I believe, because of the strikes. But that's movies. It's supposed to be coming out next year, but we'll see. What is coming out next year? We just don't know at this point. Some things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't put it past me if them if they just released that 25-minute cold opening sequence.
Sure.
As like Dead Reckoning Origins.
Not a bad idea. Anyways, all in all, they've made a good movie.
I want to know what Hideo Kojima thinks of this movie. I don't know if he's seen it yet. Let's have a look.
He'll write something.
Because the worst thing I don't know if people follow Hideo Kojima on Twitter, but he will often review a movie and he'll put up some photos and he'll talk about how much he liked it. But if he hated it, he won't say anything.
Yeah.
He'll just be like, saw this, nothing else, and you're like, ooh, kiss of death.
Ooh.
Kiss of death. I don't know if he has, but that's life sometimes, you know.
That's right. Don't see anything. Yeah, I'm just having a quick look now, but no, nothing yet. What's he up to?
Hideo Kojima is the director of the Metal Gear Solid franchise, for people who don't know.
Are you telling me that because I don't know?
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me.
You're welcome.
And now I know. Should we move on to the next segment of the show?
Yes.
What is it?
It's called What We're Reading. What We're Going to Read.
Perfect. What's Sweet Relief?
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today?
What are you doing?
That's a great question. You know what's coming out in Australia middle of this week?
A Pavlova.
No.
A Lamington.
Maybe?
A hat with corks on it.
You know, up until that last one, you were very correct and you were very actually on theme.
Oh.
Because it's season 2 of The Bear.
I've already watched The Bear,
Yeah,
Mason,
you would
season
have.
2.
Because you stole it off the internet?
No.
How'd you see it then?
VPNs.
That's stealing it off the internet.
Nah, I disagree. It's actually very good, season 2 as well.
Oh, is it? Okay,
yeah,
great.
a lot of people are like, oh, it's not very good.
Wow.
Oh, it's actually, no one's saying that, and it is good. It's a good series.
I want to watch that. 'Cause I don't know why they're doing this. I assume it's because they wanted to get the entire season out before they put it on Disney Plus. But it's coming out on Disney Plus this week. I'm watch it all. I'm having a great time. I mean, sure, I got to go see Barbie and Oppenheimer, but I'm watch The Bear too because I thought it was.
What day is it out this week?
Wednesday, I think, the 19th.
Oh my god, well, that's great news. Yeah, well, that was my thing that I watched The Bear season 2. Very intense.
Oh.
And what's interesting is it's very intense about things that I don't care about.
Oh yes,
it's like this restaurant's good, and I'm like, ultimately I don't care.
Wow.
But I like your tattoos.
Well, what if you were going?
I like how cool you are.
Is that because you're not invested because you know that restaurant isn't actually real?
Yeah.
and you can't go and visit
If it was a real restaurant, I would care immensely. That's not
Interesting.
actually true.
No, I think you wouldn't go there because it doesn't look like anything on the menu you would like.
I like all of that stuff. I like a fancy food.
You just like protein shakes.
That's not true. If I'm going out, you know what I fucking hate, Mason?
What's that?
I hate when you go to an average restaurant for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
I like not even fine. Fine's
Wow.
the wrong word. I like dining experiences with good hearty food.
Wow.
Which put a bit of love into it, Mason.
Like a McDonald's.
Not necessarily.
Interesting.
But just not this bog standard shit. I live in the suburbs. There's fucking nothing here, mate. I'm dying. I'm drowning in terrible food, Mason. I just want to go to a good restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
You know what Claire said to me once? The
Here we
absolute
go.
gall. She goes, you didn't even like food. And I'm like, how fucking dare you? She's like, you didn't appreciate food like I don't appreciate food. And you know what I said?
Wow.
I said, you didn't appreciate the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no,
And
you
she
said
lost
it.
I said it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, she doesn't appreciate the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I also think your taste buds are dead.
That's not true because I love awesome food.
Yeah.
I just don't eat like a bunch of like junk all the time. Not even junk, just nothing food. You know what I
Right,
mean?
okay.
You go and you get a meal and you're like, this was whatever. What a waste. Should have just eaten 4 boiled eggs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Anyway,
That's pretty good.
what's next?
It's a good question. Did I watch anything else, though? I don't know.
You watch My Adventures of Superman yet?
No, I haven't
I
seen
mean,
that
yeah,
yet.
I want to watch that. Me and my mate Superman or whatever it's called.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Oh, I've been watching a YouTube channel. He's an
Oh, yeah.
Australian guy. His name is Stam Fine.
Stam.
You'd be like,
Fine?
is it Stan Fine? No, it's Stam Fine. But he does like
Doctor Who?
Yeah, he does like a lot of retrospective reviews of stuff. Some of
this
it is
out.
like some of it's SEO based, like us. So he'll do like Indiana Jones, etc.
Disgusting.
But also he'll cover what I call a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
So like he'll talk about like old series that I've always heard the names of, but I don't understand what they are, like Blake Seven or like Captain Scarlet. You know, some of these.
I'm looking at all this stuff. I'm like, what is this
Some of this
stuff?
old
Yeah.
stuff, exactly, or like Manimal, or like any of those.
Oh, the
80s.
Towering Inferno. I'm going to add that one to my list.
So it's pretty fun stuff. And he covers your basics and he does all little jokes and he talks about the production.
Oh,
of
he's
stuff.
done one on Zardos.
Yeah. So it's all this sort of stuff. And
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh yeah, and what else? He'll cover like like some of your big stuff, like your Knight Riders and so forth.
Yeah.
But some stuff like what's the other one? There's one about Automan, which is about like a Tron. He's like an AI guy from the 80s,
Okay.
and he's like a Tron guy in real life.
Blake Seven. Is this like Red Dwarf?
No, I suspect Red Dwarf got some inspiration from it.
Is it a comedy?
No, it's a drama.
Oh, because it looks like shit. That's
Yes.
why I say that.
That's right.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, but that's it is British though.
Oh, no, I know.
You can tell from
Yeah.
the production quality and design. Yeah. But it also has that. I watched that one. It's very interesting. It's Blake Seven. They're like a band of rebels fighting. It's a very Star Warsy kind of thing.
Well, one of them is wearing the Han Solo clothes.
Yeah, it's exactly right. And also they do the Star Trek thing of like they have teleporter devices because it's cheaper than
walking from one room to another.
Yes. It's cheaper than having to build a shuttle and show the shuttle going down to a planet and, they have the shuttle set and the whatever, when you can just go three to beam up and then it just goes blah, 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 and they're back in,
Now we're in Battersea.
Now we're see by the power station, which is where the Grabulons are or whatever,
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
cool.
a good
That's a
YouTube
good
channel.
recommendation,
Track
I think.
that down, I think, yeah.
I suspect.
Yes.
What's next then?
After that, we do the letters.
Oh, yeah.
That people have sent us, and there's a letters theme, which I have ready to go.
Yeah.
I put the volume up on my phone because I play it through my phone.
And the reason you play it through your phone is because I actually refuse to play it through my computer on. Is that correct? Well, not
true.
that I do that anymore, but now Collins, who edits these,
Yeah.
he also refuses.
I'm
we are in solidarity against you.
Are you forming a union?
Yes.
Oh, my God. What are your demands?
Well, you have to keep doing this.
Okay, but I want $1,000.
$1,000?
Yes.
All right, we'll take $1,000.
Okay, great. Done deal. You idiots.
No, you give us
Classic
1,000.
one was
I know, you idiots.
We love you.
I thought you didn't get what I said,
No, I
Mason.
got it. But I'm stupid. That's my bit. I'm stupid.
Oh,
I'm giving you the
Right now,
money.
we're going to do that as
it's good how art imitates life, Mason.
Isn't it, though?
It never turns out well when we talk over that. Never sounds good.
AI could never have done that, though.
I agree.
An AI would have said, don't do that.
An AI would have done something worse.
That's true.
Mason, if you want to reach the show, #WeeklyPlanetPod on Twitter or weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
That's right.
Got a letter?
Not yet.
I got a tweet from Deej.
Terrific.
Who says, we talked about this, so maybe we stole it. #WeeklyPlanetPod. What if Deadpool 3 is Marvel's take on Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, but instead it's Deadpool killing the Fox universe? Very possible. And I've heard also somebody's said, like, what if the TVA sends Wolverine to kill Deadpool?
Oh.
Because he's got that teleporter, Deadpool, and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
stop
right.
Deadpool from killing all
that's
the Fox
right.
characters
Yeah,
or whatever.
okay, sure, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It can be anything.
Do you think there'll be a fun Logan reference?
Yes.
Do you think they'll be like, hey, Wolverine, hope you don't end up old and sad?
Yes. I think it's also said
Dead.
they take him, according to James Mangold, well before Logan.
That'll do
It's
it.
a younger Wolverine. And you can tell because he looks slightly younger.
It does look like
Because of his hair
That's true.
dye. What are you got, Mason? Or another one from me?
No, I'll find it.
It's from Jay Dean.
Oh, man.
It's from Jay Dean.
Oh, yeah.
#WeeklyPlanetPod. Based on your Harrison Ford rundown, I wanted to throw in the Mosquito Coast. A pretty great performance. Plus River Phoenix and Helen Mirren. Keep up the great work. Now they've remade that for an Apple Plus with like Justin Theroux.
Now they call it the Mosquito Coast.
Squid.
They call it Mosquito Toast.
Is that an accident?
No, it's purposeful.
That's really good then.
But it's to get around paying residuals to the
Oh,
original
okay.
writers. So.
I meant to watch this one of the things I watched from our Harrison Fordathon, which we didn't do.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Mosquito Coast.
Nice. Here's an email from Justin, and the subject line starts with, help me convince my wife and family So I'm going to read this
Oh
and see what
my
it
God, okay.
says. Okay. Justin, help me convince my wife and family that I'm funny and clever.
All right.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Hey, guys. First off, I want to give you a thanks for your weekly shenanigans.
No worries.
As a 6th grade teacher on break,
Ooh, I did
and about
that.
4.5 weeks into my grub era, the podcast has been something I can look forward to each week to keep me sane. My brother, his girlfriend, my wife, and I recently went to see Mission Impossible. All of us, being huge fans of the series, decided to create bingo cards of our predictions for the movie to determine definitively who of us is the most Tom Cruise.
Oh my God.
Here's some. Unfortunately, we seem to have stumbled onto a technicality that none of us are smart or brave enough to make a definitive statement on. I had on my bingo card, Ethan Hunt is the living manifestation of destiny. In my hubris, I believe this to be my ace in the hole, as such a statement is canonically fact in the Mission Impossible universe.
Yeah.
However, early on in the movie, Shea Wiggum refers to Ethan as the shape-shifting, mind-reading embodiment of chaos.
Yes.
While these are completely different statements, I feel they're similar enough to count. But our group has found itself at an impasse based on this question. We need you to step in and tell it like it is.
Oh, man. I mean, it definitely had those vibes. But I don't know what you were going for here because, like, were you saying that exact line was going to be in it?
Oh, that's
true, Or were you saying
yeah.
it's something along this description? I'd love to back you up because I appreciate the big swing.
I think we're going with not the exact quote, but the concept of him being the living manifestation of destiny.
Then that
but I
counts.
also feel like the living manifestation of destiny is the exact opposite of an embodiment of chaos. See what I'm saying?
I mean, the
Because
embodiment of chaos there is something to be said for like that will change a destiny.
Oh, yes.
You know, like destiny can happen to you regardless, and chaos happens to you regardless. So I think those two do go hand in hand.
Here's another email.
Okay.
So what are we saying?
Well, what are we saying?
I'm saying, well, see, here's the thing. I think if we were like, I think if the bingo card had said someone in the movie makes a sweeping statement about the iconic nature of Tom Cruise / Ethan Hunt, I think you would check it off.
I agree.
But I think this is too far off the mark.
Because he's gone. It's because he went. I want this exact line.
Yeah. I think if somebody,
I hate to say it, but I think I agree.
I think if there was a line in it that is like meant to feed the ego of this character and be like, he's the greatest. He should be on the $1 bill or whatever.
He'll kiss everybody in this movie.
Exactly. Then I think you bet. But I think you've gone too specific, and that's how if you wanna check those bingo boxes, you got to go vague.
I completely agree.
So we cannot convince your wife and family that you're funny and clever.
No,
we tried our best.
We think you are though.
Yeah, but you didn't give us anything to work with.
No, it's your fault.
Exactly. This is an email from Kevin.
Kevin.
Subject line: what if he dies?
Who?
Hey, James and
Is
Mesa.
it me?
No.
Oh,
Hey, James and Mesa, quick question for you about totally normal man of average height, Tom Cruise.
Me? Oh,
no. Since all of the stunts he does are pretty dangerous, do you think they have a plan in place if he dies?
Yes.
Is it Tom's wish that the stunt that kills him goes in the movie and it just ends? Or does Jeremy Renner return and replace him for the rest of the movie?
I think there is something in place, but Tom Cruise 100% thinks he's not going to die.
Yeah,
and that he's the center of the universe.
Yeah. I have said in the past that I think he's going to die in space.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right.
These are safe as well,
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Recently,
as safe as you can.
Recently, the website Letterboxd went to Tom Cruise on the red carpet, and they did that thing they do with actors where they go, hey, what are your 4 favorite movies?
Yeah.
And we haven't seen the results of that yet, but apparently he would not say. Like he would not.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure he said something along the lines of, "Oh my god, I love cinema.
Yeah.
Cinema's the best.
I'm always seeing a movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I love cinema toast
I
crunch.
sneak into the movie.
That's
I put a
right,
hat
exactly.
on.
Yeah, I love action and I love comedy and I love romance and I love every genre.
And I love The Flash.
Exactly. And I think it's a similar thing here. I think that would be like, Tom, we need to sit you down and discuss what will happen if you die during a stunt. And he's like, listen, thank you for that, first of all. Thank you for your concern.
I put the movie first also.
That's right. I thank you for your concern about me.
Yeah.
I'm also concerned about your safety. Let's talk about you. And he even there were lawyers there, like really high-powered lawyers being paid thousands of dollars an hour. And then all of a sudden, they're just outside the room. And they're like, how did we
and
get
he's in
here?
your office?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And he's locked the door.
He's locked the door. And he didn't, and they're like, and it's the question remains unanswered. I bet Macquarie has some plans.
I think there are plans.
I bet the studio has plans, but he is not.
He's not.
Because he's like, obviously, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, obviously, Tom, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We will table this for another day.
Yeah.
But they're like, we'll put it.
Because often also they'll film the stunt first.
Right, yeah.
Which is an interesting way to do it. But it's also, I guess, because then you can just do the rest of the movie because you train up to that.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing to pull off. Because if he's
Exactly.
doing like 1,000 hours of jumping out of a plane or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, it's, who knows? Who knows?
Yes.
Anyways, this is from Danny Boy, the Pipes, who says, #Weekly Planet Pod. Last week's episode was top notch. Also, a perfect snapshot of a man being very sour because his wife is out of town while his coworker is trying to be a good friend. And you're doing the
I'm
cool
doing some
surfer
sharkers.
dude.
I'm throwing up some sharkers for
Yeah.
you.
Thank
That's
you
my
very much.
sharkers of respect.
Claire will
You're
be
holding it together.
That's right. Claire will be back by next week.
You can tell her all about Oppenheimer and Barbie.
No, I'm going to drag her to both.
Great. Terrific. I love that.
She's not interested in either.
Really?
She's like, don't care
Not
about
even
Barbie.
the girl movie.
Not even the girl movie.
Oppenheimer. I've done it again.
Whoa.
Whoop, whoop,
Whoa. And he's dabbing. Whoa. You're dabbing again.
Oh, this time I was dabbing. Let's see here.
Well, I'm ready to go, Mason. This is long enough.
Okay,
Enough.
I'm going to do one more email.
I'm South African. This is long
Okay.
enough.
This is from David.
David?
Dear spam folder, this email was most likely sent to.
Hello.
No, we dodged it.
Yeah, we got ya.
I was listening to your latest podcast and heard James name drop Sliders, as the pod does every now and again to our endless glee. Sliders is one of the most gloriously off-the-rails shows that ever existed, and the thought crossed my mind that episodes of it might make for some good caravan of garbage content. If you were devoted an episode or two to unpacking that show, I'd be here for it.
All right, I'd probably do the dinosaur one.
Uh-huh,
After Jurassic Park came out, and I'd do one where Jonathan Rhys Davies takes a bullet. He dies.
Wow.
Yeah.
I reckon maybe we could do a series on...
I love Sliders. I watch so much Sliders.
What if we did? We could at some point maybe we could do a run on like shows from that era.
Yeah.
we could do an episode of Sliders, an episode of Xena.
We do maybe an episode of Powerball, which is like our lotto draw, which would happen just before Sliders went on.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah.
What else?
We could do an episode on Burjo's catchphrase.
Absolutely. We could meet him in real life once. He was
yeah,
really
nice.
nice.
That's great.
Yeah. Even though I was half cut, he was very tolerant.
That's cool.
Nice, yeah.
Another episode of Sliders.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any others? Earth 2.
Earth 2 would be great.
Yeah.
Sure. Harsh Realm.
What about the show Now and Again?
Yeah, the one where John Goodman is
Goodman
turned
got put
into a
into
big
another-
sexy robot.
He
man,
wasn't a
or whatever.
robot, Mason.
Right.
He wasn't a robot. It was a
Okay.
man. He just was in the
Okay.
perfect body.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, John Goodman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, nice.
Very sexy. I
Um,
was so mad when that ended. And also, I was so mad because they aired it here, even though it had already been cancelled. So I'm like,
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Can't wait for season 2. There isn't one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all the letters.
I agree.
There's actually more letters.
More
But
than that?
Maybe next week we'll do more letters.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, that's the show.
Folks, thank you so much for listening to the podcast.
I
We
agree.
very much appreciate it. We're recording this Saturday night, so if any big time news happens Sunday, sorry we missed it.
We don't care.
Sorry, not sorry. That's
Yeah,
right.
We're glad.
We're glad we missed the big news.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Folks,
Go on, though.
thank you for liking the show.
Yep.
Thank you for subscribing to the show.
Yep.
Thank you for telling your friends about the show,
Tell your friends.
specifically this show. And thank you for leaving a 5-star review on your podcast catcher of choice about this show
Oh my
specifically.
God,
And if
yeah.
you've done that and it's 5 stars, James might just read it out on the podcast.
Not this week,
Not
though.
this week, though.
Just kidding. This one is from Rick Shady, who's given us 5 stars in his app of
The
choice.
real Rick Shady.
That's right. It says the Machine Gun Kelly of podcasts.
Love
While the
that.
podcast is great, both hosts James and Mason constantly act like they are rockstar podcasters in a movie, not how actual podcasters are. Just 2 Zach Braffs from the show no one watched mixed with the cast of Only Murders. Keep it up, boys.
We will.
And we're dabbing.
Maybe we should watch it. Maybe we should do a Caravan of Garbage on Alex Inc.
Maybe we should.
I don't think
And this
we
one's
should.
from Doodle.
Nobody would watch that.
No. This one's from Doodle, sir. Same thing. In-app, 5 stars.
Nice.
Good podcast. Got me through the pandemic. Thank you, funny Aussie men, for the parasocial relationship.
You're very welcome, and I think it's a real relationship.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Go on.
Folks, if you want to get into contact with us, you can go to weeklyplanetpod at Gmail, at Facebook, at Twitter, at Bandcamp. Let's see. You can go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group. You can go to the Weekly Planet Podcast subreddit and Discord. If you want to follow some people on the socials, first follow Rob Collins. He is your big-time source for big-time Weekly Planet podcasting
If you're looking for
news.
a very specific moment in the podcast that he will tell you about it. He might know when it is.
He
and
might know.
happened.
He
Yeah.
might also be very busy editing this podcast, doing the socials.
That's right.
Moderating the forums.
Yep.
Doing pretty much everything. But if you want
Practicing his big karate kicks.
oh my god,
He's got a big tournament coming up.
that's right.
Yeah. He's looking to kill this year. That's what he told me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Diss anybody, though. Could be a judge.
Oh yeah,
Good.
member of the audience.
It could be someone in the car park
Yeah,
afterwards. I don't know.
That's right.
Anyway, it's just somebody
The guy in the drive-through at McDonald's on the way out. But if you want the big news on that, follow Matt Raw Collings on Twitter at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Wikipedia Brown. You're going to follow me on Instagram at Nick Maso.
Yeah.
James is Mr. Sunday Movies everywhere. This is all in the episode description. One can only hope.
I agree.
Also, thank you to Maisie and Fidel and Sarabi, who do all the moderation over at the Planet Broadcasting Great Mass Facebook group. They're doing a great job.
Among many other tasks.
That's exactly right. Doing the TikToks.
Doing the Weekly Planet Clips channel on YouTube.
That's right.
And the Suggestible Socials.
My goodness.
All of these things, yeah.
Let me see. If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. You can chuck in a buck.
Yep.
We'd very much appreciate that, or any amount you would not miss.
Or...
Yes. Oh, bigsandwich.co.
Yes.
Sign up for $9 per month. Bonus podcast, movie commentaries, early videos, all
this
sorts
week,
of stuff.
it's my least favorite thing.
Oh, it's a clickbait episode.
It's a clickbait episode. But
We got this covered.
My favorite thing happened last week, and it's all still up there. There's thousands of hours stuff. It's The Time Machine commentary.
That's right.
From 2002. Some people are calling it the best commentary we've ever done.
People are enjoying it a lot, which is very nice of them to say.
It is
I can't remember what we talked about.
something I love.
But it is the Guy Pearce starring The Time Machine, directed by an actual descendant of H.G. Wells.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, very fun stuff.
I remember having a lot of fun recording it.
That's right. But there's video game Let's Plays and a bunch of stuff up there.
exactly
And
right.
there's another video game Let's Play next week.
That's right.
Actually.
Let's see. Thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. If you want a t-shirt, you go to tpublic.com, you search for The Weekly Planet.
Yep.
Or make your own.
I'll make your own.
Screen print it at home with one of those big things that looks like a tennis racket.
Draw it with a pencil.
Draw it with a pencil.
Yeah.
When in doubt, draw it with a pencil.
All right. Next week, Barbie and Oppenheimer.
It's Barbenheimer week. We're
Yeah.
going to do it.
We are.
Is this all going to end in a big explosion?
Yes.
Or is it going to fizzle out and something to do with Barbie?
Yeah,
You
something
know?
to do with Barbie.
know?
It's really good.
And contrast.
Contrasting.
So that's the fun of this, is
Yeah.
they're contrasting movies.
Yes, that is the
We
fun.
enjoy that.
We enjoy it. Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Grab that, Jeremy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Can't believe you brought contrast into this podcast.
It's themes, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think we should do that.
Should we go on strike in solidarity?
With what? I mean, with what do we strike? Nobody owns this.
Yeah, that's true. isn't it?
It's ours.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be good to stick it to us for once?
Oh, my God, it really
The
would.
contrast. Think
How about
of
we
it.
go on strike and then we hire 2 scabs? But the scabs are us.
Love it.
Yeah.
And we switch roles?
No, same.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye.